elementary school and just fighting all the third graders who are walking out the door. I go and pick up Jaden from school. Look at all these second graders. I'm super kicking everybody. I look great. Like,
okay, but let's
put all
not
that on my fighting record. I'm 45-0 when I'm kicking second graders in the face.
But you do hate the man though. You have a serious grudge against Harden. Like, you're serious.
I hate Harden for how he went out. And I think any fan of a team that had James Harden on how he goes out of places has a legitimate argument to be mad at this man. But I don't. Good for Harden. You love beating up on the Knicks. You love beating up on the Timberwolves. You love beating up on the Cavaliers.
Wait, but you said bum. The Timberwolves are absolutely not a bum team.
When they played the Timberwolves, they lost by like 30. So yeah.
Yeah, but in general, the Timberwolves aren't a bum team.
They're good. They're a solid team. They're a solid team.
They're still going on in the first round.
Speaking of playing out their minds, that boy Karl Anthony Towns.
Woo. We'll get to that, but I'm not done. Okay, but like the second Philadelphia ran into teams that were willing to bang, James Harden kind of disappears a little bit. You finally got somebody like Philly. Once they got James Harden was the bully on the playground, pushing around all the third graders when they're in fifth grade, and then the Nets come around. Oh no, Kevin Durant's grabbing his foot. Oh boy. That's bad. Because his shoe came off. He's getting up. But yeah, I'm not happy about that. He slipped. But yeah, the second the Nets came around, who were also a fifth grader, they saw them bullying the third grader, pushed them, and were like, what's up? And boy, did Kyrie Irving take that matchup personally against James Harden.
I got to rewatch that game.
It's a beautiful thing. I rewatched it the next day just to like see how, like, what exactly happened, right? And Kyrie Irving is guarding James Harden the full length of the court. And then they're switching. They're playing good team defense. The second Harden gets into the paint, they're crowding him so he can't do the step back to get one of his shots off. And they're forcing turnovers and bad shots. They weren't calling fouls. They called that game like a playoff game. When James Harden's not going to the foul line, what is he doing?
He's a pretty useless player.
He's useless, which I got to see firsthand all season. And that's the James Harden I told everybody to be on the lookout for. Because, he's great when you're playing these bad teams. But when you play a team that really wants to go, where was he?
I don't fully. I see what you're. I know, but he still put up 24 though. Like
compared to him putting up like 29, 30-point triple doubles every night until he played a team that wanted to fight.
But he's still playing better than what he did on the Nets. He's still.
But what is that saying? So it just means he's actually like trying to play basketball.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the bare minimum of your job description when you're an NBA player.
The bare minimum of his job description.
His job description when you're an NBA player is to just play basketball.
He's getting paid like a star.
To not be one.
He's doing the bare minimum for a star. I'll put it like that.
But that's what you want, right?
I didn't say that's what I want.
No, but that's what you want out of Philadelphia. You want him to do the bare minimum? Because when the Nets won that game wire to wire, right? There was never a moment in that game where Philadelphia had a chance, because the second Kevin Durant started talking shit to Joel Embiid, it was over. It was absolutely over. Joel Embiid pissed off Kevin Durant to a point where it was just like not even fair. And Kyrie Irving also, like, again, took that matchup against James Harden personally. And once I saw him hit that first step back three in James Harden's face, I was like, yep, it's done. It's over. But you learned a lot about Philly in that game. One, when the officiating's going to be tight, what's going to happen? There's not going to be a lot of fouls. Granted, Joel Embiid was incredibly the most dominant 17 points I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. It was crazy because the most dominant 17 points I ever saw in my life, because he was standing and banging and like getting to the foul line. And it's like, if he wanted to, he could have fouled out every net center, every single one. But James Harden didn't come to play.
It was very tough to watch because he was alone out there.
He was very much so alone.
He was alone.
And then you realize all the pieces that they gave up in that James Harden trade would have been incredibly useful against the Nets, because Seth Curry put up a cool 25 and was talking all the shit to the Sixers bench. when they got let go. And Andre Drummond has been balling too. All I saw was Matisse Thybulle is not as good as a defender as everybody said he is, because he was getting ate up by everybody. And the Sixers don't have shooting. Granted, Danny Green didn't play that game, but Danny Green also stinks. This Secret is not very good at shooting. And Philly doesn't have transition defense, because what guard is going to follow your point guard who's pushing the break? Because James Harden's not.
The thing that frustrates me is where the F is Tobias Harris. Again,
all year.
$180 million for what?
Let me tell you what's going to happen in Philadelphia this offseason. It's not really a secret. Tobias Harris is going to be gone. Doc Rivers is going to be gone. They're going to use Doc Rivers as a scapegoat as to why they didn't win the playoff match that they get, because they're going to bring in Mike D'Antoni to be their head coach, to coach James Harden again, to do all that stuff, clear off the Tobias Harris contract, bring in a bunch of shooters, and then try to – it's going to be Houston all over again. Except you have Embiid, who's not going to be the rim runner from end to end that Clint Capella was. And once Kevin Durant called out hey, they can't get back in transition, every game that you've seen since then, what are teams doing against Philly? Running. Because Joel Embiid's not going to run up and down the court. James Harden's not going to run up and down the court. They went to overtime against the Magic because the Magic were running. And the same thing with Denver. Denver had Jokic pushing the break. Trying to, get them going and get points on the board. That's how you beat Philly.
Dropping dimes. Best center in the league.
So it's this is what Philly got. The Nets are hot. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for dropping 60. Shout out to Kyrie Irving for dropping 60 on 64% shooting. That's ridiculous.
I don't know whose 60-point performance was more impressive. I mean, you think of Towns, he dropped 32 in just one quarter.
Yeah.
Just one quarter. But then Kyrie's efficiency was out of this world. So I don't even know who had the better performance.
Kyrie was 8 for 12 from 3. And then 64% on the day. And was just getting buckets on 3 people. It was just unbelievable. He
didn't miss from the free throw line, did he?
I know. But Kyrie Irving is also a really, really good free throw shooter. So that's one of those things he just doesn't do. Very rarely does he miss. I've seen Kyrie miss a free throw as a net maybe 5 times in 3 years. So it's just, he's unbelievable. They brought it. The thing is, he could have broken 70 if they didn't.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
let him go in there and get the franchise record, and then sat him.
I guess the only thing you could say is Towns was slightly more impressive because he did it on the Spurs. The Spurs are a little bit better than the Magic.
But Kyrie Irving did it at 6'2", and 80% jump shots.
I mean, Cat was hitting threes.
No, Cat was hitting threes. Cat was hitting threes too. But the fact that a small guy's out there giving you 60 and just shitting on you is ridiculous.
Hey man, seeing Kyrie do that, it just reminds me of his live with Kevin Durant. It's in my past life, I'm you. I'm getting to my spot. My arms are long. I'm just shooting over everybody. I'm not seeing them. In my past, I am you. And remember, everybody was making fun of him, looking at how KD was looking at him and everything like that.
In the last 4 games, how do the Nets have 3 50-point games plus? Kevin, Kyrie.
It looks like LeBron and Kyrie in the playoffs.
What's up?
Yeah,
it looks like LeBron and Kyrie in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This is the Nets team I've been waiting for all year. I've dealt with.
We should have beaten the Nets. Definitely should have beaten.
Yeah.
So? You wouldn't have heard the end of
it. We definitely should have.
Y'all are going on 2 years where y'all haven't beaten us, right?
Hey,
it should have happened this past week.
It should have, but y'all let Kevin Durant score 50. You deserve it.
I mean, my bad. But KD just geez, man.
The thing about it is that, it's always interesting how that happens. I mean, hey, the Nets they're just an overall better team. So when we're that close, I'm just always if we had a little bit more. I mean, we're that close in a lot of games.
I know, but that's been the saying all season. If we had a little bit more, because Rose was supposed to come back, he got a setback, an injury.
the Knicks have got to have the most heartbreaking losses like of all time this year. Like, it's so ridiculous seeing you guys be in these games and then automatically be out of these games.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awful thing. And it goes back to the last time we played where you guys blew a 20-something point lead.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Cam Thomas, Seth Curry, Bruce Brown. Y'all, oh, man.
That
the fact that
was
y'all
painful.
lost that game, that's the game where if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm just like, fire.
No, you see the funny thing is, we have so many bad home losses, not even to just good teams like the Nets, but also bad teams, bad home losses to bad teams. But then we'll destroy Dallas. We'll go on the road and then we'll just destroy Dallas by like 30 points.
We have Dallas's number. That's the only thing.
For whatever reason, we have
Dallas. Y'all match up really well against Dallas, but
and the Kings too. We love beating on the Kings.
The NBA loves beating up on the Kings, but no, like there's that game was a game y'all had zero business losing, and I remember saying, "Oh man, they're playing Javon Carter. This game's over," and then Mike's just like, "No, it's not. I don't have any confidence," and then it just starts happening. Cam Thomas comes into the third quarter and just starts getting buckets, and I'm like, "Oh man!"
Right,
and no adjustments.
Yep. If you remember, Dylan, I didn't even get mad. I was just sitting here like, "Yep."
And I was talking my shit.
I'm sorry,
too.
that was too brutal for me to get. Like, you can get. It don't even matter if you get used to the disappointment. That game was just too much for me. Like that still warrants getting mad. Like, there's no reason for us to lose that. I mean, we have 14 games left. We're 6 games out of the 10th spot for at least a play-in right now. Can we make it?
Sure.
I don't think
if Atlanta falls apart.
Yeah, we're going to need them to basically fall apart pretty much.
To be honest, though, a lot of the records this year are like completely out of whack. A lot of teams are not where they're supposed to be right now either. Like even the Nets, they're on a little run right now. Even you guys are in a scary spot too. Like not a lot of teams are in the position they're supposed to be due to injuries and other things. So.
Nope, but like here's what I've been saying. It's like before Kevin Durant gets hurt, we're number 1 seed in the East. Kevin Durant is on the top of most people's MVP awards. He goes out for 47 days. We drop. And then everybody forgets Kevin Durant exists. And then Kevin Durant comes back and doesn't miss a step. And is still the guy he was.
That's a far-fetched take.
Kevin Durant came out and remember everybody was saying who's the best player. They forgot about Kevin Durant in the sense where they're saying who's the best player in the NBA, and he was in no conversations.
Reason being is because when they have those conversations, exactly. When they have those conversations, they have to talk about who's
out of
playing.
sight, out of mind.
No, they have to talk about who is currently playing.
And guess who I'm
even when Kevin Durant hurt did his Achilles, when he popped his Achilles, the conversation was who is the best player in the league, and they couldn't talk about Kevin Durant because he wasn't playing. That's just how it goes.
That's a little different because Kevin Durant was also going to be out for the whole season. Kevin Durant was only out for 2.5 months. And guess who's still not getting those conversations? The guy who hasn't skipped a beat since he's come back and is reminding the NBA that he was the fucking guy before he got hurt.
So
where everybody else fizzled out.
So you think nobody's saying Kevin Durant is the best
right
player
now? There is nobody saying Kevin Durant's the best player in the world besides Kendrick Perkins.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kevin Durant.
Who are they saying is
Jokic, which he very much so has an argument for.
He's the MVP right now because he hasn't been injured. He hasn't been out.
Exactly. So that's the only, but like I said, he has an argument. He has an argument for it, and I've been hearing Embiid too.
Embiid too. Yeah, because of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only because KD was out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask me, it's Giannis. I said it's Giannis at the beginning of the year. I said it was Giannis at the beginning of the year. He took it for Kevin Durant last year, and he's been playing like the best player in the world.
29.7. 29.7.
Milwaukee's has had injuries, so their record isn't sexy. But if you notice, and quiet as it kept, Milwaukee's the 2 seed right now. So
I got an argument for you, Mike. I got to argue you, and I think Dylan's gonna agree with me on this. The reason why Giannis took it from KD last year is because just like how the Bucks are in injury issues now, the Nets have been in injury issues this year and last year. That's the only reason why they took it last year.
Again, that Bucks
if you think about it, their
Durant.
team beat Kevin Durant. Exactly. If KD has his team versus the Bucks team, I think the conversation is completely different.
That argument would be warranted if Giannis didn't obliterate Phoenix in the finals.
How does that add up to the Nets?
Because the Bucks didn't beat Phoenix, Giannis beat Phoenix. So
how does that go with the Nets?
Because at the end of the day, they lost. I'm not going to give KD best of the world when Giannis went into his arena and beat him. So, I mean,
if Giannis didn't have Middleton and Drew Holiday and the Nets beat him, you would not be saying the same thing.
I wouldn't be saying this. I wouldn't be saying this if
Brooklyn
won. I wouldn't say this if Brooklyn won, but Brooklyn didn't win.
It's not a fair assessment.
It's not a fair argument.
One team was riddled with injuries versus just like how you said it's kind of quiet because the Bucks have been dealing with injuries. That was the same. You can't have one and not the other. It's the same. It's not
yeah. Okay. I mean, I think Giannis is the best player in the world.
Yeah. So. No, you want to know something funny? Because Dylan, you've been saying like there's no way that the Bucks and the Nets are going to match up. I'm looking at the standings.
I want all that smoke.
The Bucks are the 2 seed. The Nets are currently the 8 seed. They split a little bit to that 7 seed. We're seeing a first round match.
Let's do it. Dylan, put the "We Want the Smoke" gif. We want the smoke. Because there's nobody in the NBA who wants that matchup more than Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Exactly.
Because what we saw last time they played, where Kyrie Irving goes into Milwaukee by himself with Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, no Kevin Durant, and he gives them 40 in a win. That's the difference between having Kyrie Irving against that team and not having Kyrie Irving against that team. Because, again, the last time Kyrie Irving played a game in the playoffs against Milwaukee, what happened? Bam, 40 burger, all set. Milwaukee bounce. We're going to your home now. And then he gets hurt in game 3. Kyrie Irving I stand by this. If Kyrie Irving is healthy, Bucks are out in 5. Bud is fired, and they have a whole different regime.
Yeah, going in 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the Bucks having home court, 5 out in 5.
It would have been Nets in 5 with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, because they won the second game at home, right?
Yep, we were up 2-0 after bouncing them out by 40 in Barclays. We go there.
Oh, you're talking about last year,
yeah. Mm-hmm. But then you look at the Bucks completely differently if Kyrie Irving's there, because
that championship definitely saved Bud's career. I said
Bud
as soon as they won, I said now it saves his career as a coach with them. It makes him a candidate for Coach of the Year, and it also puts him in a legendary coach status because they won. Had they lost, he's fired and he's looking for a job.
He's looking for a job. The Bucks start looking to revamp the team again, where you may not see Chris Middleton on that team again because
is gone.
Bobby Portis is long gone. They're looking to rebuild. Who knows if Giannis is even still there? If he doesn't get traded or not?
Nah, he just
signed an extension, but it doesn't mean he doesn't get traded.
It would have had to be a super trade because he has like a Russell Westbrook like contract. So
no, but everybody would take Giannis instead of Westbrook. Everybody would eat Giannis's contract for what Giannis does versus Russ's contract for what Russ does. So that's where it's like you look completely different at it. But the luck of the draw is Kyrie fucking high ankle sprain, James Harden fucking useless. Kevin Durant carries that team with Jeff Green being their second best player to 7 in some of the best games I've ever seen played.
Kevin Durant steps on the line.
Like, even still, even if that was a 2 or a 3, that's still the most important shot.
That was an amazing, because I remember I was working at bar and like everyone at the bar went to the front to watch the game. I think KD hit a shot to tie up the game, and everyone was just going crazy in the bar.
The single most important shot of my fandom. because if he made the 2, he ties it, they go to overtime. He makes the 3, they win it.
They win.
So it's like, regardless, that's an unbelievable shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave us a chance. It just so happened Drew Holiday in overtime decided not to suck at basketball anymore and made his shots.
And the fact that Chris Middleton was on fire. Chris Middleton was eating
and I still will never forgive Steve Nash for not calling a timeout on that last shot. I will never forgive him for that.
I mean, I can see it both ways. I can't fault him.
I get it, but like you take the timeout to give Durant a little break because his legs were gone, and then you go down there with Drew Holiday in your shit. You take a jump shot, and you airball. Like
that was true. You could tell Durant was
gassed. Durant gave everything that he had. And that's why, like, people were shitting on the Nets and all that shit. Like, a couple of my buddies were like, man, Durant's got to do more. I'm like, what more could he have done? Like, what more could he have done? He did everything. He did everything. That's like when you talk about mentality of great players, where you go, like, pick your Jordan year, like 96, like whatever, where he just gets it, right? Kobe in 2009, where he flips that switch and he just gets it. LeBron in 2016, where he just gets it. Durant got to that point mentally where it's just like, when I made the decision that I'm better than you and everybody, there's nobody better than me. And he got it.
And I'm just not going to miss.
And there's nothing you can do. Where you just can will shit to happen for you. He did everything he could have done.
What is the status of Ben Simmons?
Not looking good.
Not looking good as far as any recent time, but they're working on, because he has a really bad back sprain apparently.
Oh damn!
And you don't want to fuck with that. So they're working on making sure he's good to go in and probably play a couple regular season games before going into the playoffs. But the Nets like to be very iffy on when people are good and when they're not good. So like you'll think somebody's out for a month and they'll just return like next week, which is just something they do. So who knows? I don't. I never do. I've been waiting on Joe Harris all year just for them to finally say 2 weeks ago that he's not playing.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
For the season.
But good thing you replaced Joe. All this means is Joe Harris ain't coming back next year, which I'm fine with because he was the 3rd highest paid player on our team. Now you could go and pay a guy like Andre Drummond for a year or two to keep him because he's been unbelievable. And then just go get some more shooters because you got Patty Mills for 2 years. You got Seth Curry for next year too. Like we have more people who are on the payroll for another year or so than we did.
It sucks that Bruce Brown is probably gonna not have a job next year because Steve Nash won't play him.
Oh, you need to watch basketball then, because Bruce Brown's been playing. He's been playing, starting every game for since the James Harden trade.
I said pay him.
Oh, well, I hope when they get rid of Joe Harris, they give Bruce Brown the bag. Because guess what? Bruce Brown fucking deserves it. Last year, from being the best center on our team at 6'4" to grabbing rebounds, and his 25-point performance in the playoffs against Milwaukee at center on nothing but teardrop floaters on pick and rolls is unbelievable. And then this year he starts shooting threes.
But are you giving him $15 to $20 million a year?
No, because he won't get that.
That's what he's gonna want. I bet you Orlando will give that to him.
And you know what?
I bet you Portland
at that point, Bruce Brown, go get your bag. But I'd hope you take the $3 million less to stay on a contender.
I don't think Brooklyn will give him more than 10.
That's what I'm saying. I'd say 10 or 11. But sometimes you gotta do things like take less money, like Andre Iguodala, because Bruce Brown clearly plays that role on our team of being the glue guy who's just holding shit together. Like, that's what you got to do. Blake probably won't be on the team next year unless he decides to keep taking minimum deals, which would be sick.
But he's not going to do that.
LaMarcus Aldridge probably won't be on the team next year because he's going to retire. Yeah, so there will be money to throw around to keep Bruce because Aldridge makes like 11.
Well, the Warriors... Yeah, that's not even a... I'm shifting right now, but the Warriors...
Before you shift, James, let's play the music before you shift. Let's get that going. Yes, we are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Speak On It. I'm your host, Big Mike. Got the fellas in here with me. Podcast Poppy, the mad producer. Dylan, I have Enoch below me. Got my man, hashtag welcome back, Breezy, in the building. Things got kind of hot in the pre-game, in the pre-show meeting, so we had to just jump on in.
Hit the button.
Hit record. It's because the people don't know. It's been a while. Hello, welcome back. The last time I was on was a month ago, and a lot of things happened. I was in North Carolina. All-Star game happened. Dunk contest sucked. Whatever you want to say. But like Anthony's been in the group chat since the James Harden trade, just like gassing up Philly every game. Every game. He's like, man, James Harden sure looks happy.
Starting there now.
Sure looks good. And guess what? They didn't play a bad team and they got that ass beat. And he was just really quiet. Really quiet.
Like a what?
He was quiet like a bitch.
No. The Sixers got the ass beat like a what?
They got that ass beat like a drum.
Hey, they just beat Cleveland today, man.
They by 30. And Philly, like I said before, Philly loved beating up on teams that couldn't compete, but they got some teams that wanted to compete, and they're like, ah, shit. So, good thing Anthony's kind of slowly switching back to Milwaukee.
Well, the Philly just beat Cleveland.
Man, Cleveland's really good without Jared Allen, huh? They're not. They're dropping like a fly, man.
They're on their way to a first round exit.
They're on a plummet. They're on their way to the play-in.
They are on their way to the play-in. That's around because Toronto just can't seem to lose anymore. So
they're on the way to replace the Nets at the 8th seed. And the Nets could be moving to 7.
Like it's crazy.
They're only what 3 games
Dylan,
ahead of us.
You don't want the Nets to be 7.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You want Giannis to take care of them in the first round?
Well, that's not how that works. If they are in the 7 or 8 seed and they win, then they get the 7 seed, so they'll play the 2.
Which would be currently
the Bucks are the 2.
But the season doesn't end today.
Exactly.
But I want Milwaukee. Because
you really want Milwaukee.
I'm seeing right now this is like 90% of how good the Nets are currently going to be. And then we're just waiting to see what's up with Ben Simmons. And then Ben Simmons comes in, answers a lot of questions defensively, surely for the fact that we have an answer for literally everything on that front. So that's where it's like, if Ben's here, I don't really fear much. There's not really much because you have more bodies to throw at Giannis to make everybody else have to beat you. This is a locked in Kyrie Irving and a locked in Kevin Durant. And like that, I haven't really seen this. Like, this is the best version of Kevin Durant that I've seen. And Kyrie Irving is just ridiculous right now. So that's a matchup I would like to see. And if we beat Milwaukee, there's nobody in the East that can keep up with us.
Not even the Heat? Team. You don't see the Heat?
The Heat don't have the firepower. Duncan Robinson's having not a great year, and you have to make sure that your best scoring option in Tyler Hero can consistently put up like 30. He can ball, but I don't think he'll be able to ball with a guy like Kevin Durant guarding him or Ben Simmons guarding him, if that's how that turns out, or Bruce Brown guarding him.
If Butler shows up, that will be a match. Butler hasn't always showed up in the
postseason. Coming back, he's back, and
he's back.
But
he's going to need time to really ramp up. So this time going right now is him trying to figure out life and how to get reacclimated.
And they got PJ Tucker still, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Defensively, I'm not worrying. I'm not worried. Defensively, I know Miami can hang around. Mm-hmm. Offensively, I don't know. That's more so where I'm going, because if you run into a couple games where you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving doing Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving things, and then you have a guy like Seth Curry who could create his own shot, run off the screens, and then Patty Mills who could flame throw off the bench, and then LaMarcus Aldridge who give you 15 off the bench, Like it's a different dynamic if we're healthy. That's why it's like I don't know if they can keep up.
Yeah, it almost seems unfair in a way. Just I hate to say it's just with how the Nets season played out, because it's just like any team that runs into the Nets, yeah, they'll most likely have home court advantage, but it's like at that point don't even matter. Especially with these vaccine mandates that I think Kyrie still can't play.
Kyrie currently can't play at home, but I feel like there's at some point the NBAPA and the NBA have to step in, because the only reason the Nets can't pay the fines and just have Kyrie play is because the NBA is saying the teams have to follow all the mandates. So at what point do the NBAPA and the NBA step in and be like, well, the mandate's fucking stupid because Kyrie is literally allowed to be at courtside in these games? Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Didn't y'all get fined because he went back into the locker room or something like that?
Yep.
The mandate is dumb, but I can't see the NBA Players Association doing that because it's just a horrible optic. Like, the same reason that the mayor won't lift the mandate is the same reason that the NBAPA, you can't give, like, you're literally making a special case just for Kyrie just because he's a basketball player and he's an entertainer. Meanwhile, there are thousands of New York City workers who lost their job and can't work for the exact same reason, and no one's making an exception for them. So to give Kyrie that exception, I get it. The rule is stupid.
The rule's dumb.
But the rule's in place. You got to play with what's in place, and I can't see them doing that because it just looks crazy. Like I can't give Kyrie the exception because he plays basketball. Like,
here's what I found out that doesn't make Kyrie the exception. That rule also applies to the Yankees and the Mets.
I know. We're baseball's about to be in for the same thing.
So now we're in a position where the mayor can do an athlete exemption because there's 10 Yankees on the roster alone that aren't vaccinated.
And the word on the street, this is all going to play out. We're gonna call his bluff because he's either going to give, because he can't give the. Yeah, he's either going to keep the mandate because he can't give the Yankees and the Mets exceptions and not give Kyrie exceptions. So, we're going to see, because, like I said, if he gives these sports players the exception, there's going to be a lot of New York City workers that are going to be like, why don't I have a job right now? Because how is it okay for them and it's not okay for us? Regardless of what we think of the rule's in place. So if we start making exceptions, it's going to get real messy. That's why I don't know what's going to happen. The only thing
preventing Kyrie is the sector mandate.
Yes.
The mandate itself is so stupid, where Kyrie Irving is literally here courtside at this game playing right now and on Sunday against the Knicks, and will be continuously going there courtside on tickets that he bought to be in the building. But you're saying he can't go 5 feet further and be on the court. Like, that's where it's just like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You're not going to get an argument from me about how ridiculous it is.
Like, kudos to him for like sticking to his guns and being an asshole, but like change the fucking rule. Like, when things don't make sense,
and play something else.
Like, if like things have to make sense, right? Common sense is very much so a thing, and Mayor Adams does not have common sense. But
I think he does. I
don't think it's him. It's not him. He just has to stick to the mandate.
Because the mandate was in place before he became mayor.
Hey man, I'm just sick of that shit. I'm just so sick of it. If I have to keep watching Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn as a fan, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, like, get vaccinated, whatever, do your thing. Like, I don't care, but don't have stupid rules in place. And this is a stupid rule.
Everybody's talking about Mike Wilbon's his outburst the other night.
On Kevin Durant for saying that Mayor Adams is looking for attention.
Yeah, but I think that his argument was kind of off-putting because what Kevin Durant was basically saying was talking about how the rule itself doesn't really make sense anymore because we have gone so far with the pandemic now, whereas where Mike Wilbon was being very stationary with his stance as far as like talking about how many people have died from it, and that's not what he was talking about. You know, I just think that they were both looking at it from two different point of views.
Yeah.
So
I think they were arguing about two different things. I think they were both right actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you said, I think KD is absolutely, the rule is dumb. Like, it doesn't make sense anymore the way we're doing it. But at the same time, Wilbon brings up a very good point. Like, we are kind of enabling Kyrie right now. Like, and we like I just said, we can't just make an exception for him because he's a basketball player. So, and you doing this, you're basically saying, well, Kyrie deserves
preferential treatment.
Yeah, and you can't have that either.
But we're in this situation. We're not really and I hate for us to get kind of like political now because that's where it's starting to lead to. But I'm just saying, like, but we're in this situation because we've moved very fast according to the pandemic. With how we went very fast with getting the vaccinations and everything going. So now we say, all right, now we're almost 3 years into this, and we've gone so far with how we handle things and how we haven't progressed with the mandates and all those things as well. Like, it just, I mean, man, it's all a mess. I could go further in. It's all a mess.
What I just don't understand is, like James said, we've advanced pretty fast and things are starting to change. We're getting to the point where we're going to, until at least the fall, where you have to learn to live with the pandemic and the virus and all that stuff, right? And then it's going to ramp up again. And we're going to keep going in and out of all this shit, right? But like, you have cities like Boston and LA who have the athlete exemption. And Boston is a state away from New York. And and all these other states are able to make these decisions. You could have the performer and you could have the athlete exemption, but you're just refusing not to because it's just one person, because it looks optically it's bad. But then it's like, new rules with baseball have just come out like, oh yeah, this also affects them.
It's bad though. It's very bad optically, but it is bad because if they do an athlete exemption, then we get right back to what Mike is saying, where we're making them an exception of the rule for someone of a certain status, where the normal guy and girl can't continue their work due to not being vaccinated. So it just doesn't it's unfair type of exemption that you would do in that point, because that goes back to what I had said before, where look at Dylan's face.
I'm sorry, Kevin Durant just hit a 3 with 10 seconds left to take the lead in the game after Luka just hit a fucking game a shot to take the lead. I am so sorry. You look at it and scream.
but it goes back to what I was saying about how this guy. It goes back to what I was saying about how we just move too fast. We move too fast when we're automatically saying, hey, unless you get vaccinated, you cannot work. They automatically just ruled it out as that. And now we're in this moment where now we can give people exemptions because we understand how the thing works now. And it's unfair now. They move too fast with it. But I understand, because who the hell is going to sit in the house for 3 years?
It is what it is what it is. It's stupid, but like, I hope the Nets make a mockery of this. I hope
they're already trying to.
I hope when it goes to like halftime or like timeouts, like, all right, here's a fan to come take a half court shot, and they just the light just goes to Kyrie Irving, and then Kyrie Irving's taking half court shots at halftime as the halftime show, and they're just, oh, who's the famous fans in the crowd? Oh, it's Brooklyn Net player Kyrie Irving, and he's on the board. Like, just keep making an absolute mockery of the rule, because it's just so stupid. Have Kyrie dress up in his uniform in the crowd. Like, do everything in your power to make this shit look so stupid. That's not bad. You want to be petty, Mayor Adams? Bet. We can be petty too. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's just Keep being the worst, and we'll match the energy. I'm a big time energy matcher. Match it.
Yeah, I think they could.
Damn.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
I'm not that far ahead, you dickhead.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Now you know how I feel, man, with my illegal streams.
Sorry, viewers and streamers.
I'm on a legal stream.
Sorry, viewers and streamers, that you had to deal with Mike's scream and yelp.
I call that poetic justice. That's what I call it. That's what I call that.
Good on you, Spence.
Spence. He just. Oh no, that wasn't midcourt. I was going to say it looked like he just stepped on midcourt.
Nah, good. Oh, not our logo. Oh man, you stepped on our fucking logo.
Listen, they ready to kill Kyrie in Boston.
Yeah, every time, but it's okay. But I love Spencer Dinwiddie, so good for him. I don't like that we didn't win this game, but
Spencer
Dinwiddie's my guy, so good for him.
Oh, he pushed the ref too. God, calm down, Spence.
Good for Dinwiddie. That guy with a jumper. I will never hold anything against former Nets who come in and bust our ass.
Give the assist to Luka, by the way.
I will.
No, I literally give the assist.
No, you have to. And you can't say that wasn't well defended. That was a good shot.
Yeah, I can't fault Durant for coming hard on a double team.
Dragic shifted over. He was there.
Luka was about to cook Claxton.
But this is the same team that we literally dominated twice.
Anthony, I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going to go to Dylan's Jet logic here, because the Jets beat the Titans and beat the Eagles somehow that makes them better. But yet, I just saw the Knicks blow the doors off of the Dallas.
But you guys can't beat us, so that means it's different. It's not the same.
I don't care.
It's not the same.
It's not the same
at all. I put the Jets in these situations against teams they have beaten. You guys haven't beaten us in 2 years, so it's a little different.
Oh, man.
The NBA math doesn't work out.
The Knicks are better than the Nets. You saw it here first. You saw it.
If you guys didn't play us, by that logic, it works. Where it's like, well, you guys can't beat the Mavs, but we beat the Mavs, so we're better than you. That works, but you guys actually can't beat us, so it doesn't work there. So,
oh man,
that's just good games all around.
Speaking of the Knicks, I want to say Randall's back, but then the last time I said Randall back, he had like 3 bad games after that. So it's just like I don't really know where I stand with Randall right now. Like
I don't care.
That's your king, though, Anthony. Exactly. That's the king of New York.
But you know who my king is? The best player on the Knicks, R.J. Barrett.
How many games does R.J. Barrett being the best player on the Knicks win you, though?
Hey, they've been playing a lot better since he's become the primary scorer.
But wait, how's it been RJ or Randall? Because Randall's been for the he dropped 46 on the Kings. He played lights out.
He tore the Kings up. He tore the Kings up,
and he's dropped some 30 burgers on that West Coast trip.
I'll rephrase it. Since RJ became the closer, the Knicks have been better.
The
Knicks have been better. But listen, man, everyone that's been here all of these weeks, y'all know I'm Team RJ. I've been screaming it, and all he's done is continue. And it's all I would say. He just keeps getting better. He just keeps getting better and better.
This is great. This is great for the Knicks because now in the offseason, you can use him as a trade chip to get somebody actually good.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That's how teams get good. You build these guys who show that they have all the potential in the world, and you trade them away for somebody infinitely better.
Barrett's a building block, man. We're going to give him that rookie max extension.
Oh, yeah. Great.
If it's not
what's
a top
that going to
five
do for
player,
you?
I don't want it.
And what's it going to who says you can't get one? What's saying you can't get a top 5 player for a trade package that you have?
Exactly. Science, James. Science.
No, because he agrees with me.
At the most, I could see us, if it's a good deal, trading Randall. I don't see us trading.
Nobody's going to want Randall because he makes money and he stinks.
He hasn't been playing sucky recently. He's been playing lights out.
But you guys aren't winning games.
Okay, but they could still use him on their team. All right,
games, Anthony. 8 games. He's been playing good. That's it.
No, it's been more than 8 games. It's been.
You guys aren't winning games, Anthony.
No, I understand we're not winning.
Why would it? Like, he's making a good amount of money to average 19 a game.
It's been more than that, Dylan. So Dylan, if you saw
on the year, what is he averaging?
I don't know. I think that's about accurate, actually.
Is it about 19? Let me double check.
I think that would actually be correct.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So he's getting paid to average 27 a game, and he averages 19.
20.5.
He's 20.5. 20.5.
One more point. I'm sorry.
All right. So
I'm sorry. I forgot he makes one extra free throw than I said.
But hold on, Dylan. Hold on, real quick. He's getting paid $117 million over 4 years. He's averaging 20.5 a game.
That's not good.
For 4 years, $117 million
to average 20 a game. That's bad.
Yeah, he should be getting 27.
But is that bad? But is that no? I know he should be scoring more than 20 and a half. I agree. But I don't think that's bad, though. I think he needs to do more.
7 points less. If Randall's averaging 7 points more a game, your win differential looks a little bit different.
I agree with that, but I'm not going to sit and say 20 and a half points a game is bad. A lot of teams can use a 20 a game score.
You don't, but you also don't pay them that much.
You know money. How many overpaid players are in the NBA right now?
Yeah, one's in LA and he stinks, and I shit on that contract all the time. But like the way Randall's playing and the way he's producing, he looks like he should be getting like $15 million a year. Was that the last contract he had? Oh shit, my bad. So you're telling me that he performed to the contract that he previously had? Wow. And now he's not giving you more production for the current contract that he has? Man, what's that called in business? Bad return on investment. I'm sorry. That's a bad return on investment. That's ROI for the folks at home. And that's bad.
I'm just going to say he's been playing much better recently.
He's your king. Remember that, Anthony? Randall runs New York City. He's the king of New York. Remember that.
I still root for Randall.
Remember when the Knicks said that they didn't want to have Kevin Durant? They didn't want to offer him a contract anyway?
It's because of his... I don't know.
That was already after we was going to get him.
After he already signed with the Nets, we're like, well, we didn't want to offer him a contract anyway. You remember that? But y'all got... That's the year y'all signed 5 power forwards, by the way. But y'all got Julius Randle. It's okay.
Well,
if we had just been in the net for one freaking...
Between Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau, y'all are just brutal. Just in a bad spot. Kenny Atkinson.
We definitely need Derrick Rose back.
You definitely need a lot of things.
I don't know if he's coming back this year.
Yeah, I don't even think he's coming back. He had a setback with his recovery process. He was supposed to be back.
He got some kind of infection.
He caught an infection.
Yeah, he caught an infection.
Which is crazy. Because that's just random. That's not even...
Yeah.
It's just... Damn.
It's tough to see.
Where was that infection?
In his knee, knee,
I
right?
think it was ankle.
Ankle? Wherever he had the surgery, the same place.
Ankle.
Yeah.
Man, them ankles for him.
Everything from
the knees for him.
Terrible.
Yeah, everything from the knees. Not just the ankles, man.
But he's dealt with ankle injuries since his rookie year. His knee injury, those came a little bit later, but his ankles has always been a thing, just like Steph and his ankles.
Steph's always had a thing with his ankles too.
That's why Steph's ankle wraps are like super thick. Steph wraps his ankles like he's a fucking Muay Thai fighter. That's why he hasn't been getting hurt. Not down there, at least.
Yo, Mike, man. Sorry to get off topic. You are getting smacked up by me this week in this fantasy game.
I know. I'm well aware. Because I literally was telling Dylan earlier. It just seems like, oh, let's get to the fantasy playoffs. Oh, okay, everybody on Mike's team, let's all get hurt this week. Let's all get hurt. Brandon Ingram hurt. Steph Curry hurt. I believe the center from the Bulls missed a game. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. There's no one to pick up. Just bodies dropping left and right.
You also have a injury reserve spot on your team that's empty, where you could put one of your injury guys and just sign somebody else. I was hoping you were going to do that, but you didn't do that.
Sounds like a bad GM. That's a bad GM.
No, it's empty because I had James Wiseman in that spot, and James Wiseman has just never returned. So literally,
got rid of him. He never was coming back this year.
Well, first it was he was going to come back at Christmas. Then he's going to come back when Clay comes back. Then he'll come back right after the start of the new year.
Sounds like you got Joe Harris.
Then he's going to come back after the All-Star break. Then it's all right. Well, he's in the G League now. Like the Warriors.
You should get the points for his G League production.
I should. The Warriors run me along.
To Mike's defense, though, he does have like 6 players on his team that are day-to-days right now.
Like it's just unbelievable. Like clearly, I just wasn't meant to win. I just wasn't meant to win this year.
Since we're shitting on Mike, hey Mike, how do you feel about Duke losing the ACC tournament?
Oh yes.
The boy Paolo Branchero, who sweats 6 pounds off of himself every game.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. They are making me very, very nervous. So much so that I did not even pick them to win the championship. In our everyone, we're doing a bracket challenge. Everyone in the pod, including Roz, I think we've all submitted one except Anthony.
No, I submitted mine.
I submitted.
Someone's lying because there's 4 entries and there's 5.
What are the entries?
I'm glad you asked. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
Make sure you yell my name.
Yeah, I know what your name is. Cole.
Make sure you yell my name.
Yeah, I knew that was you instantly, Dylan. As soon as I saw it,
yeah, the same thing. I was like, okay, I know who this is.
That's clearly
my
Dylan.
Purpose on this show is to make sure you lose. That's my purpose on this show.
Bracket challenge.
I'm a little more humble during the DAC.
My pick. Better than Anthony, which I think we all know who that is.
Better than Anthony.
1Pac93. So is that you, Anthony?
Yeah, that's me.
1Pac?
1Pac93.
Terrible name.
And
1Pac?
Actually, that's it. That's all we have in there.
But there's only.
Yeah, you can do the math, Anthony. That would leave that guy up there and Roz not.
Wait, but James, you said you did yours though.
I know James said he did it. I don't see it.
I also didn't see it.
I don't see it.
I have a screenshot of when I did mine.
Oh, of course you have North Carolina winning.
Of course.
They stink this year.
Well, no, they're not bad, but they're not beating Gonzaga, so it's okay. It's okay.
I don't see.
Are we shouting out who we have winning?
We can do it. We can do it.
All right, because apparently James has North Carolina winning. Anthony, who do you have winning?
Tennessee.
Oh, I got to see Tennessee's road. Oh, okay.
I don't think Gonzaga is gonna get out the first round.
Which round?
The first round.
So Gonzaga's gonna lose to a 16. A 16.
That's bold.
Did you put that in your bracket?
I did.
Put some soda on it. Put some soda on it right now. put some soda on it right now.
Old.
Them and it was one more team I had getting upset. It was who's the 4th seed?
The first round. I could see if you thought, like I said, I could see if you thought they was going to lose to North Carolina. That's fine. But
the first round,
Gonzaga.
I see a few upsets in the first round.
The boy Chet Holmgren's not going to let them get bumped up by no 16 seed.
Wait. They're going to lose to Georgia State. That's what your bracket says. Georgia State.
Well, it did. It did. I mean, apparently it's not there anymore, so I can fix it. But I did not have them coming out the first round, honestly.
Mike, who do you got winning the tourney?
I have Arizona winning. And I really am scared of my bracket because I have 3 1 seeds in the Final Four.
I have 2.
Yep. And
I have 2 1 seeds in the Finals Four, but I only have 1 1 seed in the championship game. I got Baylor winning.
See, Baylor's the one that scares me.
You want to know why I have Baylor winning?
Baylor Purdue scares me.
Because they didn't lose shit in the draft or players. They lost Davion Mitchell, and that was kind of it. That team is still there and still very scary.
I actually went back and forth with Baylor because I originally had Baylor in the championship game. And then I said, no, I think Gonzaga wants it.
You know who I have Baylor facing?
Who do you have Baylor facing?
Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin was tough. So you did that. See, I have Wisconsin losing to Auburn.
Let me pull mine up.
I have Wisconsin losing to Auburn, and I wanted to pick Wisconsin so bad. But out of respect,
there's something about Wisconsin that I just believe in.
Out of respect to Juwan Howard, I had to eliminate them. I had to do it. I had to defend Coach, man. Y'all not gonna disrespect the great Juwan Howard in the handshake line and think I'm gonna put you through.
Who y'all got in the Final Four?
I can't wait to hit James' Final Four.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even remember. I know I had I can't remember who I had the matchups in, but I think Duke didn't make it to the 4 for me. Duke didn't make it to the 4 for me.
They don't make it to the 4 for me either.
Damn, man, I really wish my shit would have saved. I don't know what happened. I literally just looked at it yesterday.
You better figure it
Baylor
out
and Arizona, Wisconsin.
Yeah, when does it close? When does it officially close?
Tomorrow.
12 o'clock tomorrow.
12 o'clock tonight. Oh yeah, tonight. Games go off.
When the first tip starts tomorrow,
at
it
noon.
locks. It locks. So
wait, what about Raz?
Raz gotta get his in ASAP.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna let him know, or Raz is gonna be eating that chip.
So yeah, my Final Four is UConn, Baylor, and Arizona, Wisconsin. I have UConn beating Duke in the Elite Eight.
I do too.
And then I have Baylor beating Kentucky.
So wait, you have UConn beating Gonzaga?
I do.
Interesting.
I do.
I have Texas Tech beating
UConn is also one of those teams where I'm like, I got this weird feeling about him.
Yeah.
It feels like what is it, 09 again? It feels like Kemba Walker in that magical run all over again.
I have Gonzaga, Baylor, Arizona, and Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Okay.
I am high on Iowa.
Anthony, whose bracket did you steal from? Did you take Jay Billis?
No.
Or did you go ahead and just make chalk picks, except for Tennessee?
Did you take Stephen A's bracket? Did you go get Stephen A's bracket queued up?
And he's laughing because we know he took.
Nah. You remember those tests you used to have where you had to fill in the dots? It was just one. Yeah,
that's what I see. Yeah, the Scantron test.
That's literally what I was doing. I was like, okay, this team looks good. All right, let me pick them over that one. Yeah. Oh, because I was like, okay, I have too many 1 seeds. Let me knock off a 1 seed. So I took some 1 seeds off.
That's smart though.
The only thing I know about college sports is that teams get upset all the time. So when I saw too many 1 seeds in my bracket, I started taking a few of them off.
That's where the tournament's magical, man. The tournament can just fuck up your whole day. Your whole day.
Literally, if James is right and Gonzaga loses that first game, that's it. That's it.
We had this conversation last year. Who lost last year, Mike, and it broke our brackets? Was it last year or the year before?
It was 1 year where the first weekend was god awful.
Was it Oklahoma a couple years ago with Trae Young?
It might have.
Because I picked Oklahoma to lose in the first game in my bracket because I hated Trae Young. I picked it out of spite, and they started trapping Trae Young in half court, and nobody could hit anything. And it was Oklahoma versus fucking Creighton. Creighton was the 16th seed and beat that ass. Mm-hmm. And I was like the only person. I was watching the game at a fucking Chili's in Long Island, and I was like, yeah, screaming at the top of my lungs.
Meanwhile, everybody else in Chili's is like, what the?
Who's this fucking guy screaming at the bar?
What?
Tournament, baby.
Georgia State proved me right. Georgia State proved me right.
So, but yeah, no. Back to. I'm quite serious. Are we putting soda on this? Because there's no way. Not only will I put soda on Gonzaga winning, I will give you plus 15. I will give you 15 points. Gonzaga still wins that game.
I'm taking that bet.
Gonzaga's going to run them off the floor.
James, you're a smart man for taking plus 15. Taking the plus 15.
They're going to run them off the floor.
I'll take plus 15.
How much you putting up?
I wouldn't, Mike. Man, you fucked up, Mike.
I think
you fucked up. You already put it out of the world. Nah, man. The tournament plays tough.
I already took it.
Too much.
Nope, you already did it. You already did it.
So, I'll put up a case of orange for you. Whatever you want. If that's what you want orange.
Oh yeah, you know we're orange soda here. We're orange. Your team orange soda over here.
What I want?
Yeah. Well, what did you want? What did you want for the Super Bowl?
What's the spread for that? Hold, please.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the spread is. Hopefully, I'm right.
Dylan, go to one of his gambling apps. This
has got to be like prime time season for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm scared of college basketball.
I'm scared of college basketball too. I wouldn't touch
college football. I'll gamble on. College basketball is.
College football a little bit.
My thing is with college football, with basketball, is I want to do nothing but overs and unders. But these fucking kids miss free throws a ton.
Oh,
and that is heartbreaking. I bet the over-under on the fucking net Sixers game, and I missed by a fucking point because Bruce Brown missed his free throw at fucking 45 seconds left, and I was sick. I was sick.
These kids miss free throws, and college basketball has that 1-and-1 rule, which is just a killer.
I was sick, man. Bruce Brown missed that free throw. I started throwing a fit.
You want me to get you the Rocks energy drink? I forgot what it's called.
Zoa.
I don't drink drinks.
Zoa.
You gotta get that Zoa, man.
That's Anthony for y'all. I don't drink energy drinks, but I'm trying to think. I think it's something. Give me a second.
I can get something from I can buy something from my baby too.
The spread's 23 for that game.
Write it down. It don't matter what you say.
That spread is 23.
I'm getting my orange soda, man.
I would still take that plus 15.
I'm taking that 15.
I'm also going to take plus 23. Let's do it.
I'm not taking 23.
I'm taking plus 23.
You get me on the 15. You ain't getting me on 23.
Well, I'll take FanDuel's plus 23. Thank you.
There you go.
Give me that.
I'll let you know what I have.
Wait, no, you wanted that. I remember what you wanted. You wanted that. It's not nasty, but you wanted the yellow Gatorade. That's what you wanted.
Yes, yellow Gatorade is
yellow crazy, man.
Dude, that
orange or red, man.
Uncultured,
yeah, man. How you get
uncultured? Uncultured.
What?
Uncultured.
Yellow Gatorade is better than orange or red.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, one pack. One pack.
I'm not saying yellow Gatorade's not good, but like that's not the A choice. That's not the first thing I'm going for.
That is
pink Gatorade. That's the first choice I'm getting.
Which one?
Yellow. Give me that.
Yeah.
Yellow first. That's if I'm picking Gatorades and sport drinks. I'm taking yellow Gatorade.
Yeah, yellow
absolutely.
For sure.
Me and James are here. We're here.
I'm taking yellow for sure.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
No, the other way. The other way.
Yeah. Damn it. Same time. Same time. There we go.
No. That's so out of sync. Come on,
man, that was bad.
Goddamn internet.
Just goodness gracious.
I love it.
We tried.
That's perfect.
We tried. Well, you two fucking losers are down there.
For the streamers,
that's got to be a snippet.
Poppy, for the streamers and the listeners, me and Podcast Poppy was trying to virtually fist bump, and it was
fist
a
bump
travesty.
screen frames.
And then Mike put up the Mackay Fire for smoking a cigarette.
I
told you that meme will forever be used.
Forever. It seems like it'd be used every episode.
It can be used every episode. I only have one other question before we get into some more fun stuff that I know Anthony can't wait for. The MVP race in the NBA. Well, yeah, let's get into that, and then we'll touch on the Undertaker really quick, aka Brady.
Give me Jokic. Jokic is so, like, I know I keep saying last year's MVP was like a participation award MVP because it was. This year he's having is just unbelievable.
But can you say he's better than? Would you rather have him over Giannis though?
He gives me different things that Giannis doesn't give me.
They're
so
different players.
If we're doing would you rather have this player versus this player? My player's not on this list. That I'd take over every one of these guys. We can't do that. But like that's what it is. Where my player can do everything these guys can do in a super efficient manner from under the basket to the 3-point line. Where it's like, if you're going with the most complete game here, Jokic has the most complete game on this list.
Mm-hmm.
But like what he's doing with his team without Jamal Murray, without fucking Michael Porter Jr. is just unbelievable. And wasn't he the first person to have this stat line of like 44 points, like 15 rebounds, 14 assists, like 2 blocks, and like some shit like
he
that.
Has some
like,
crazy stat line.
Some crazy stat line that a center has never had.
Jokic is a bad man. He's
bad man. Yep, and Denver rightfully so.
When you go from the battle of like the best center, where we went from the NBA phasing centers out because the center play was so bad for so long, to now we have guys like Cat, who's finally like mentally gotten to the place he needs to be to like start to win games. Jokic, Embiid. Like, if you're going to argue the best center in the NBA is Embiid or Jokic, good luck, because y'all be fighting all day. Fighting all day, because, like, Embiid is more from the Shaq cloth of just being dominant, but then can stretch the floor. And then you have Jokic, who's just a 6'11" slow-ass point guard. Where it's just different. They're just so different, but they're both so good. Like, I take Jokic as my MVP right now.
I think Jokic is better than Embiid, but I still slightly have Embiid winning. But it's very, very, very close. And I'm not, as I pull this list up, we're talking about these two. I'm going to tell you right now, if that guy in Memphis gets that team to the 2, I don't think they have.
I was literally thinking about that. I was literally just thinking about that.
Ja's having one of those years.
He's having one, and we should have beaten them too, by the way. But he went off. But yes, he's having one of those years.
Anthony, can you please stop mentioning all the Knicks losses?
We'd be here all night. I've only mentioned like 3 of them.
Ja has stepped up so much. What is this, year 3?
Yes.
He's taken that step that these superstars are supposed to take when they're at this point, where it's like Tatum, when he hit year 3, started to make a bit of more noise, but Ja has taken a step past Tatum in his development, where it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, I think Ja might be better than
Ja. Ja mentally is already on a different level.
Mentally, Ja is on that Russ, LeBron, KD. He's on that upper tier mentally already. He's reached it. You can see that he just goes into I'm not losing tonight.
Wait till like the rest of his skill set like further develops.
And
I'm not even saying he's bad at anything. Like
exactly.
Imagine when he becomes a great 3-point shooter.
I would say just imagine Ja not even Steph, just imagine Ja at like a 37, 38% 3-point shooter. That man is scared. I don't know what you do.
Or if he gets a consistent pull up midi.
If he gets the midi, it's over. He gets the mid game, it's literally over
because right now fast, every day he's trying to put somebody in the ground. He's trying to put somebody 6 feet under every game he plays, and it's lovely to see.
It's beautiful to see
that somebody's playing with that reckless abandon of "fuck you, I'm better than you."
Yeah, I know.
You're not going to stop me from getting to the rim. And we saw this in the playoffs last year, where he would attack Gobert relentlessly at the rim.
Just doesn't care.
Oh, what's the worst? I get blocked? Cool. What's the best? I put you in a body bag.
Or get fouled.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad somebody in the league has that, approach.
Well, someone is taking the torch from Russ, because Russ used to play that.
Russ used to, yeah.
Russ still plays like that, actually.
Yeah, but Ja doesn't have, the stupidity.
Russ really isn't playing as bad as people think. But his jump shot is broken.
His jump shot's broken, and he's already never been an incredibly high IQ basketball player, where Ja is a high IQ basketball player. He doesn't make the mistakes that Russ was making at this age. Mm-hmm. What does Jalen Rose used to call him? Furious Styles. Jalen Rose used to call him Furious Styles in his first 5 seasons, because he would just go into half court with reckless abandon, head down, and just turn over the ball.
Yeah. You guys mentioned the Lakers; they're getting destroyed right now.
I mean, I placed a bet for the Lakers to make the playoffs at
the Timberwolves are
245, so I'm hoping they turn that around.
That is really looking scary, Dylan. I really don't know if they're going to make the play-in. I'm starting to worry about them making the play-in.
They need Anthony Davis so bad,
but they look like they've quit. They look like they've quit.
Well, there's only one person who's actively trying to play on that team, and he's the 37-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the LeBron that's supposed to... LeBron's already put himself in, I need to play like it's game 7 and every fucking night.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
He's going to be burnt out.
They still think this is 28-year-old LeBron who could just...
this team is built for a playoff series.
Yes, this team would be hard to beat.
In a playoff series.
4 times in a week, this team would be hard to beat. The problem is...
You have to get there.
They're not going to get there.
You have to get there.
Because that's what's so crazy about this team. I think we could all say, legitimately, if they found a way to get in the play-in... and
they're scary.
And then found a way to win the play-in and then caught Memphis in the first round...
Memphis doesn't want that. That's scary.
Now, we're all looking at that ooh, Memphis might be in trouble. Now, I don't know who's guarding Ja. But I don't know who's guarding. I don't know if Josh Jackson's ready for a healthy AD, a healthy playoff AD.
That's where it's Memphis. Memphis in a 7-game series right now. They're just so young. They just don't know.
They need to I'm worried about Memphis if they catch Dallas, because Luka's not around for it. He wants to get out that first round. So
he wants to get out that first round bad.
Yeah. So I mean. Memphis is going to be Memphis
is also going to be a very tough out.
They're going to be a tough. I don't know. I feel like if you can get Memphis, is going to, because they're young. I think they're going to be front running. So if they get a lead, they get their home wins, they'll be fine.
Yeah, but their half-court defense is solid.
They're very good defensive.
And I think they beat the Lakers if they face them.
And a Lakers team with Anthony Davis is a little different. If they ran into this Lakers team,
healthy. If they ran into this Lakers team, they probably beat them in 5. Yeah, they probably beat them.
Yeah, but hasn't that been the situation all year? Healthy Anthony Davis.
Hey, man.
We have not seen a healthy Anthony Davis.
His name is Street for a reason.
I never thought there was going to be a season in which Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns are both in the NBA, and I finally take Karl Anthony Towns over Anthony Davis. And that has happened this year.
But is that based off of skill or just the fact that Davis can't stay healthy?
It's a little bit of Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, and Karl Anthony Towns has kind of figured it out.
And let's not forget, when Anthony Davis was playing, as y'all remember my rants earlier in the year, it wasn't LeBron. The problem, and it wasn't Russ. The problem was Anthony Davis.
Russ was always a problem. Let's not disavow him.
Russ's turnovers were a problem.
Russ still can't get, if Anthony Davis is healthy, Russ still can't get Anthony Davis the ball in his spot.
And that's a problem.
And that's always going to be my problem.
But I don't think that if Anthony Davis comes back, I think they know Russ has played with LeBron enough. And shockingly, what's helped Russ the most has been Melo. Melo seems to, I don't know what it is, but Russ plays a lot better when he plays with Melo.
Because they've played together.
And it works. And Melo, when they play in the crypt, just doesn't seem to miss ever. Melo just does not miss.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's go, James.
Oh man.
Yeah, that'll hurt us in the views, in the comments.
Yes, that definitely will.
That'll hurt. But Melo is just really good at home. He doesn't miss he plays shaky on the road, but Melo calms Russ down, like you said, because they played together. So
one thing I do want to point out is that when we're talking about MVPs, is that you said Ja's in his third season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
scary.
That's scary for the next 10 years.
It's scary. It's scary.
But
this has
such
D-Rose vibes.
You know what it makes me look at though?
That he was one pick away from the Knicks.
And we got RJ Barrett, the same scheme. Yep.
That's why it's tough with these guys. That's why I say these draft picks don't work out, because then you could always get one guy who's going to be unbelievable, and then imagine you're the guy taken after him, and you're like a slow burn.
Exactly. You're just a normal developing player.
Yeah, it's
Ja's at 27 points a game while RJ is at 19, and they're on the same path.
And even Zion when he plays was averaging like 73% shooting on 20-something points a game, and then you have RJ Barrett. He was shooting 19 points a game.
But like I said, in a couple of years,
it's a slow burn, man.
It's a slow burn because I'm telling you, RJ's 2 years away from being an all-star.
But what happened? Stop it!
I'm telling
you. You will not say that with me in here.
He's averaging 19 now. If he gets better at the same pace for the next 2 years, he'll be averaging 25 points a game.
So is he a guard or is he a forward?
I don't know what he is.
So, how many guards are in the Eastern Conference, and how many guards in wings are in the Eastern Conference that you would all take over RJ Barrett?
I don't know
in the next 3 seasons.
I don't know what the East is going to look like.
Let's say the East looks exactly like it is right now.
Are you telling me that?
You're telling me you're going to take him over Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan?
You're telling me that neither one of them dudes are going to decline in the next 3 years?
I'm telling you exactly they're not going to decline to the point where RJ Barrett passes him.
DeMar DeRozan is going to be in year 13 or 14 by then.
Mm-hmm. Still shooting middies at an unbelievable clip.
I don't know. It'll be Jason Tatum and
Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum. I'd take Jaylen Brown over RJ Barrett. And I'm a Jaylen Brown hater.
If Jaylen Brown's still going to be on the Celtics, though.
I'm saying if it looks exactly like it looks like right now, there's no way RJ Barrett gets in any capacity.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard because, Harden's already declining.
But Harden will get in before RJ Barrett.
I don't know what Jimmy Butler's going to look like in 3 years. I don't know.
Jimmy Butler should never be on another All-Star team because he just doesn't play. He literally gets the nod to sit on the bench all game. But he shouldn't be there. But we move because LaMelo Ball is going to be there every year going forward.
That's a point guard, though.
Cool. Well, what is he? Is he a guard? Because you'll play 2-point guards at the same time.
He's a guard.
So RJ Barrett's
I don't know. I don't know what RJ's position is. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to list RJ as, a guard.
Because if he's a guard, he's not making it. He will never make it as a guard. And now, if you look at forwards, Giannis, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, is he a forward?
I don't know what Zach LaVine is either.
Let's put Zach LaVine at forward. That's 4 guys already ahead of him.
Who made the All-Star team? You telling me that Jared Allen is still going to be? Jared Allen's a forward.
Jared Allen's a center. He's not a forward. Jared Allen is literally a 7-foot center.
He's a center.
All right, I'll give you Jared Allen. Fine. I mean, I don't know what Julius Randle is anymore.
I'll tell you what he is. He's garbage. but he won't be there anytime soon.
I agree with Mike. It is very hard to try to predict where he's going to be in 2 years because these positions are really based on the teams. Like with Zach LaVine is really a 2, but being on the Bulls, he's probably a 3 with DeRozan.
So what is Cade Cunningham?
He's a 2.
You think
he's a 2? He's a 2.
He handles the ball.
Because Cade Cunningham is already better than RJ Barrett. And next year he's going to take a step.
I don't think so.
What about Evan Mobley?
He's a forward.
Evan Mobley's a forward, and I also think he's already better than RJ Barrett.
I don't think he's a
product of the system.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than RJ Barrett at all.
He's a product of the system. You put him on any other team, he doesn't look as good, I think, right now.
Evan Mobley, you don't think so?
I think he's only putting up these numbers because because Sexton's hurt. So he elevates his position on the team because their best player, which is arguable now because Garland's playing out of his mind, but their best player isn't there, so he has to step up a notch so he gets more touches and stuff. When their best player comes back, he reverts back down to you get the scraps, buddy. You're Chris Bosh.
RJ Barrett.
Well,
your best player on your team kind of sucks, and you have to step up, and then he's still just.
RJ's proven that I think he's the best player on the team. Although, like I said, Randall. But my point is, his numbers, like I said, he keeps growing at this pace. He's going to be averaging 25, 26 points a game. You tell me that's not an all-star? He's going to be averaging 25, 26, 20. He's going to be averaging 25, 6, and 3. And you're going to tell me he's not an all-star?
I will be telling you that he's not an all-star.
That's a shake on it 2 years from now.
Well,
2 years from now. Let's put a long-term bet in.
Yeah, long-term bet, man.
A long-term bet in. Long-term bet. I'm a gambling man, and I stand by my takes.
2024.
Jaylen Brown will be an all-star again before RJ Barrett is.
Maybe. He barely got
it. And I don't like Jaylen Brown. So that's saying a lot.
We know that.
That's saying a lot.
Are you guys shaking on this? This 2-year bet?
Two-year bet, man.
Sure.
Yeah!
Good job, fellas.
Let's go. Because if he's a guard, he ain't getting in. His best chance at wing, you better hope no other wings come over here.
So many variables to this. Shit.
I wonder what the odds actually are of RJ Barrett becoming a all-star.
I'm sure you can look.
I wonder what the numbers are next year. It's got to be plus 1,000.
I was going to say 1,500.
Plus 3,000. Let's do that. I'd take that bet still.
3,000's a little much.
Hey, man. It's not going to happen. So, it may be wrong.
So you might have heard, I know James had his celebration. We all thought we was done with football for a good while. We all thought, it's over. The Rams won. No more football. We'll let it rest. And then that guy that when I tell you the definition of he will not die, he just won't die.
He said die. He said, you didn't even say leave. You just said die.
He just won't go. Evil never dies.
He got home, spent some time with his wife and kids. He's like, man, I hate it here.
Yeah, he must really not like it at home.
He's like, God,
this
fuck
big old
these
damn
kids.
I was like, what is this wife doing? Why does he not want to stay home with his wife?
Come on, man. Jeez.
When you said this dude was Michael Myers, I started crying laughing. I legit started crying laughing because it was so funny that it's accurate. Dylan, start playing the Michael Myers thing. But it's true. He doesn't go away. Just when you think he's gone, bam, turn around. There's this motherfucker with his mask and fucking plumber suit, just chilling at the fucking top of the stairwell. He's here. And I just hope he just doesn't play for 4 more years. If he retires in the 4th year, we're good because I cannot see him again.
If he wins a Super Bowl this year, I do legitimately see him retire. If he wins a Super Bowl this year.
The NFL just got into an incredibly tough place, especially if the Saints somehow end up getting Deshaun Watson. which would be unbelievable for them.
I heard the Falcons were actually meeting up with Watson.
The Falcons, the Browns, the Panthers, and the Saints.
Speaking of the Browns, what the hell's up with Baker Mayfield?
Baker knows he's on the way out.
Yeah, Baker knows what.
He personally knows. Oh, okay.
He knows. They came out and said that.
Play the music. Yeah, play the
music.
What?
I hate this guy. But yeah, no, the Browns came out apparently and said that they're looking for an adult to play quarterback.
Yeah, that was
what?
Yeah.
What?
That's allegedly. Allegedly.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I
saw many reports that said that.
I know. We have to say
that's a hard.
But yeah, I kind of believe it. I believe it.
If they don't get Deshaun Watson, there's rumors going around that Jimmy G is going to be the quarterback in Cleveland.
Yeah, I heard Jimmy G.
And that would be great for them.
I thought the Colts wanted Jimmy G. I thought the Colts were right.
There's a lot of people who want Jimmy G. The Colts may be looking at Marcus Mariota.
I would love that.
Hey, man, I don't think Mariota is, bad. I think he would do really good in Indy.
He was just ravaged. So much health issues, though. He was just so ravaged by injury.
He would be very, very good in Indy.
He did
when he's healthy, I agree with that.
What?
He did good for y'all.
Yeah.
He beat the Chiefs. Yeah. He almost beat the Chiefs in a playoff game.
Yeah, but that last...
He threw a touchdown pass to himself, which is incredibly
unbelievable.
Incredibly hard to do.
In an offense where all he kind of really has to do is just hand the ball off to the second best running back in football, it's not bad. I said the second best, not the best.
Who's the best?
Derrick Henry.
Oh, if he goes to the Colts, I see.
Yes.
Oh, you confused. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. If he goes to Indy and all he has to do is just hand the ball off a lot and then do some dink and dunks and run a little bit, they're probably a playoff team.
Yeah, they probably
with just if he just plays like Ryan Tannehill, they're a playoff team.
They want to be a cheap version of us. They want to be us so
and
bad.
If they are y'all,
they were doing it really well last year.
Yeah, until they lost to the Jaguars. His first interceptions in road games in week 18. Who is now a Commander. Which,
Commander Carson.
The Commanders are the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
That was just not a good pick.
We haven't talked about that either.
They were good with Washington football team. I
wish they stayed. You know how racist white dudes were like, "Oh, I'm not calling them football team. They're always the Redskins." Yeah, fuck you. I'm not calling them the Commanders. They're the football team. That's what
give it a year. You'll get used to the Commanders. The same way
I do like calling them the commies. I do like calling them the commies. That's really funny. But no, Commie Carson and the fucking Washington Commanders, that sounds great. But no, that's such a stupid name.
But again, if you look at Wentz's stat line and the way he performed, he didn't do as bad as they're trying to make him out to be.
No.
He did. He played pretty well. I think him on that Washington team will be a problem in the NFC East.
He had a good season. The problem is, with the playoffs on the line, you cannot go to Jacksonville and absolutely stink to join up.
Here's where his season was incredibly overrated. You want to know why his season was a good season? Because he stopped throwing the football 30 times. And they ran the ball more.
They beat up on a lot of bad teams.
They beat up on a lot of bad teams.
But they had some good wins, though. They did have some good wins, too. They smacked Buffalo. It was on the back
of running the football and playing defense. It wasn't on the arm of Carson Wentz.
True, but he still made some good throws.
It's literally the Ryan Tannehill effect. He fools you with the handoffs to a great running back and defense playing solid, but when it comes to winning games with your arm, you can't do it.
But my thing is personally, who's better, Wentz or Tannehill?
They both suck. So, it doesn't matter. I've been hitting on Ryan Tannehill for years, so you can't say this to me. But they're both not great. So it's Tannehill may be better than Carson Wentz, but that's not saying a lot. That's
is he better than Carson?
The dumb class. That's literally it.
It's not saying much.
It's not saying much. If Ryan Tannehill is a C+ quarterback, B- quarterback, right? If Ryan Tannehill is a B- quarterback, that means Carson Wentz is a C+ quarterback.
Hey, Tannehill's still the best quarterback in the NFC South.
That's the thing is he's not.
Who's better
than Tannehill?
I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Tannehill right now.
What?
Trevor Lawrence just had all of his weapons hurt and the worst coach I've seen come to the NFL in years.
Sunshine?
Yeah, Sunshine. Sunshine's the best quarterback in that division.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it.
Yeah, that's a C.
Doug Peterson runs a quarterback-friendly offense.
We'll see.
Which will be
they got
fine.
Christian Kirk.
We saw it with Nick Foles, right? He won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, right? So anything can happen. But Christian Kirk, also Christian Kirk getting a $21 million a year contract is stupid.
Well, they had to pay him.
Not that. They reset the wide receiver market.
No, but they had to do what they don't give other teams, and they had to do what they need to do. I understand it from a Jaguar standpoint.
Devontae Adams is going to be asking for $30 million.
Exactly, and
he should get it. He should get it regardless.
He should have got it regardless, but now he's too
$30 million for a wide receiver.
That's a lot.
For Devontae Adams, it's not your regular.
That's a lot of money.
Devontae Adams is not a regular wide receiver.
Christian Kirk is a wide receiver who should be making $15 million a year, and he got 21.
I don't even know. 15.
That's based off of the current wide receiver market before he did. This is what happens when bad teams have money. They overpay to fucking do things like this.
Because they're bad teams. They need to entice that player and say, hey.
But they already got a mid-receiver for $21 million.
But hold on. When Hopkins was out, who stepped up? Christian Kirk. Come on now. He almost put up a 1,000-yard season.
Great.
Jacksonville saw that.
Every receiver in that offense could put up 1,000 yards because it's an air raid where they fucking throw 75% of the time.
Yeah, but you still have to be good, and Christian Kirk is a good receiver.
Again, if we're going off of the current market for wide receivers, $15 million is just under top tier money, right?
Okay, but you also think about the Jaguars.
But I know what this is, right? The Jets constantly pay what's called the jet tax, where you have to overpay a player to come and play on our team because we're the Jets, right? That's a thing. But you don't reset the market. You pay slightly above, so they'll come to you instead of somebody else. You don't go $6 million above market to reset the market. Now, every other wide receiver who is currently a free agent just said, oh, shit, we're getting a bag. That's why no other wide receivers besides DJ Chark, who was hurt, got a prove-it deal, has signed.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Christian Kirk just got 21. Guess what Allen Robinson's going to get?
But the thing is, the Jets, yes, they're a bad team, but the Jaguars are brutal. All right, the Jaguars are brutal.
But now if I'm a team, I'm fucking furious at Jacksonville because they just did this. Because before Christian Kirk signs this, Allen Robinson is probably going to get 16, 17 mil a year.
Do you know how much money AJ Brown is going to cost to Titans now?
Hey, I got rid of Julio.
$30 million.
Why you think we just got rid of Julio? We can pay both for them.
It's not like Julio's performing anyway.
$30 million. AJ Brown, when he's ready to hit free agency, he's like, "Hey, yo, Devontae got 30. If y'all think I'm better than Devontae, I need to get 33.
I need to get 33."
That's where it's like, what did we do here? Like now, every team who needs a wide receiver is just going to go draft one. Like, why go and get these guys? Like, why am I going to go and waste my cap? Like, the Jets had 40-something million in cap, just signed a bunch of guys. We still have like 28. Now I have to spend half of my cap to go get a wide receiver.
Well, fuck the Jaguars, though. They took Zay Jones from us.
Zay Jones
I don't like that.
Anyways, good for you.
He wasn't that bad. He was
Zay Jones in his career is not really a good receiver. He's solid for you. He's mid.
Yeah.
And
he's mid.
You don't want mid receivers. You want good receivers. That's a win for y'all. Because you could go draft one. Any of these receivers in this draft, you could draft one. They're already better than Zay Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. Like, I won't say a lot of good about you guys because I hate you, but like that's a good move. Don't pay him. Don't pay him. Be smart. Don't pay him. Because you're paying 17 mil for Chandler Jones. Have fun. He's great. He's really good when he plays.
Dude, he played 15 games this year.
He was hurt, and then he didn't produce. 5 of his 10 sacks were in the first game of the season.
Yeah, but you just explained it. He was hurt. Therefore, he didn't produce.
Don't play. If you're hurt, don't play.
Look, his last 2 full seasons, he's had 30 sacks, dog.
30. I understand. No, I understand Chandler Jones is great. But like,
I mean, yeah, I'm not crazy about his age. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, he still is a top performer when healthy, even at age 32.
But I don't want to hear you saying shit about Khalil Mack being injury-riddled when you have Chandler
Well,
Jones.
I hate the Chargers. So, I mean, I refuse. Other than Justin Herbert, because I have to acknowledge his greatness because he's just that good, the Chargers. All right? Go. All right? And I have to say the Broncos, too. I'm not going to say anything about the Chiefs because I can't talk about them. But
as of right now, you guys are the worst team in your division.
Last time you stepped on the Chiefs logo, they beat you by 40. Don't about the Chiefs.
Even when we don't step on their logo, they still destroy it. All right, you can't say nothing about a team that just routinely beats your ass like there's no tomorrow, like the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't say nothing about them. I can't do that.
Like a drum.
I purposely didn't say that. Yeah, like a drumstick, whatever.
Do you know that you guys are now the worst team in your division?
All right.
As far as team makeup goes.
Okay, I'm glad you threw that part in.
As far as team makeup goes, like,
but hold on, because you're gonna talk about this Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and all that,
and J.C. Jackson and
but don't act. Who's that cornerback we got from Indy? Oh, what's his name? Rocky
Stin?
Hold on. He was playing better at the latter half of the year. He's a promising quarterback. He does not suck.
Yes, he does. Rock Ya-Sin sucks. Mike sees Rock Ya-Sin twice a year, right? For the last 3 seasons, he's seen Rock Ya-Sin.
I'm not talking about the last 3 seasons. I'm just talking about the latter half of last year. He was playing better, much better. All right? No one's talking about 3 seasons.
Rock Ya-Sin's not good. There's a reason y'all only took him back so you could clear off the Ngakoue money and come in with less cap. That's the only reason y'all took Rock Ya-Sin, dude.
He can't guard AJ Brown. I know that.
He couldn't stop a cold.
I know that.
Stop, man. Don't do that.
I'm not gonna let you go into this Raiders rant because we're actually pressed for time tonight. I'm not sure, Dylan. We're gonna see. We may get hit with that C word for what I'm about to do. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to hit the music because we're going into our bracket of MaddNess.
Yeah. All of this is getting blocked.
Who cares? We'll enjoy it tonight.
All of this is getting flagged. Dylan, you have fun with this.
Hey, man. Not my problem.
What was that audio you played for like 5 seconds and he flagged the whole video?
Oh, it was Mace. I played the intro to Welcome Back by Mace and we got copyrighted ASAP.
And he was like, no.
He was like, oh, I think he used 5 seconds?
Yeah, what do you think they're going to do with that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Fox owns
it now?
Yeah, Fox owns that. So we'll see. But the reason that we played that is we're going to have fun this month in March. Not only are we doing the NCAA bracket where we have no control, and we'll just see how that goes, we're also going to do our own brackets this month. We have 3 topics that we're going to debate on the show. I think this one, because it's the biggest bracket, we're actually going to do a separate chalk talk, and then we're going to bring this one in for the Final 4 and have that be its own thing. But the first bracket of MaddNess is going to be our video game bracket. Best video game ever. And let me tell you, the selection process for this
was a
doozy. And the seeding process was a doozy. But I know you guys at home can't actually see this up close, but we have 64 teams. You can back up, Anthony. It's broken down.
Okay.
And we're going to go one by one. We're going to just break the bracket down. We're not going to pick tonight, Anthony. We're just going to break down. We're just scouting. It's Selection Sunday.
I will try not to get angry if I see something like that.
We're going to just scout. Now, I didn't name these brackets. We can name them if we want. I don't have the only name for these brackets right now is who are the 1 seeds in those brackets. Me and Dylan had a very interesting conversation about these 1 seeds, but we will go, and this also was an argument. I think we touched it a little, but we're going to go with the number 1 overall seed in this video game bracket. Super Mario Brothers gets the number 1 overall seed. So this will be the Super Mario Brothers bracket. Like I said, I don't know if you want to name it East, West, Arcade. I don't know what you want to name it, but Super Mario Brothers is the number 1 seed. They will be playing Guitar Hero in the first round, which that's a 16 seed.
My God!
James has faith in 16s, so we'll see.
I love Guitar Hero, so this is fun.
That's Skyrim versus Final Fantasy VII.
That's exactly what I said when we put that in here.
Yo, that's crazy. That is nuts.
That is a tough.
When we were sitting here the other night doing this, we were just like, oh, he's like, I gotta put Skyrim against Final Fantasy VII. I was like, wow. That's tough.
The other one is Super Mario Bros. 3 versus A Link to the Past. That's the tough one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Zelda.
There's a good amount of tough ones, man.
Zelda was very tough to seed in this because Zelda has strong games, and they have, I think, what is it, Dylan? 4 representatives?
4 games in here.
Zelda is going to be tough to get out 4 times. But yes, but we like that. I don't know if you can see that. That is Miss Pac-Man versus Pokemon Yellow. I think this Smash Melee versus Mortal Kombat 9 is a very interesting first round battle as well. And that's Smash Brothers Ultimate versus my girl Samus. I don't think it's going to go well for her, but
was that Metroid Prime?
Yeah.
Yes. And
there's a lot of interesting matchups, man.
Metroid Prime is one of Smash Ultimate.
Smash
exactly. Exactly.
Damn.
That's a strong 2 seed. It's a strong 2 seed.
That hurts me a little bit because of how I feel about Metroid Prime, but it's just like Smash Ultimate is just I can't say nothing.
That's gonna be tough. We're gonna go to quadrant 2, where the 1 seed in this bracket is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and much to Dylan's delight, their 16 seed will be Fortnite, which Dylan campaigned for strongly campaigned for Fortnite to get a 16 seed, and I could not argue him down. So
I was dying on that hill. There was no way that was getting there.
That's a good battle right there.
This bracket is probably the most even.
Yeah, this bracket's a tough bracket.
Besides, spoiler, the Call of Duty versus Fortnite, I think everything on here is incredibly even.
That's Red Dead Redemption, for all of you wondering what
Red Dead.
That's Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 in the same bracket, so that also should be fun.
Yeah, that definitely.
My favorite matchup here is the Mega Man 10 versus Metal Gear Solid 2 because it's one of my favorite games of all time versus Mike's favorite game of all time.
Me and Dylan were already going at it, and I was already telling I'm willing to die on this hill for Metal Gear Solid 2.
Mega Man X is so fucking good.
Mega Man X is a very good game.
I'm very surprised I don't see one game up here.
Well, this is only quadrant 2. We still got
2. Oh, okay. Oh, it's quadrant 2.
Okay. Solid 2 was Mike's favorite game. To unplug the controller.
Better than 3?
I love 3 too.
3's 2 is
the unplug the controller, right?
Yeah. 2 has the nostalgia. 2 has everything for me. 3 might be a better game, but 2, listen.
You guys are being very, very messy about playing Last of Us versus Uncharted.
That was
that was happenstance.
That makes me mad because I wish it was 2 instead of 3 I put up against Last of Us.
Exactly. That was happenstance because it got to the point where we were making.
Hey Mike, you got 2 Last of Us 2s on here.
Is there?
There is. So there is someone missing. So we will fix that. So you might get lucky. Uncharted 3 might get lucky because. No. Yeah, I've got to go look because I purposely did this like this because I wanted Last of Us to go against Last of Us 2. So, that is the error is God of War 3 versus Last of Us 2. That's the error. So that will be fixed. Where are we at? 3?
Yep, quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. Zelda gets the 1 seed in this bracket.
You fucked up the acronym?
Yeah, because I was like, what's AOT?
It's OAT. It's OOT. It's the Ocarina of Time.
I was sitting there like, what's the A stand for?
Yeah, I know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I mean, that's the biggest non-spoiler ever as to that versus Sonic 3.
It's a 1 seed for a reason. I like this bracket because I think these arcade games are a really interesting conversation.
NGS3 versus San Andreas. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That upset alert is right there.
I love NHL 94.
I do too, but I love the Simpsons arcade game. Classic game.
I'm telling you right now, I'm dying on that NHL 94 hill. I'm dying on that hill. You're going to look around, you're going to see the hill, you're going to see me dead on it.
I'm assuming that it's a game that that's in another quadrant, because I would assume that the Simpsons would have went against another game. But
I think you're right. I think it's in the last one.
I think you might be getting ready for Quadrant 4. I just want to point out that I really like this Tekken 2 versus Mortal Kombat 2 battle also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good
battle.
That's
going to be a good one.
Also, Donkey Kong should have went against somebody else is what my favorite.
You don't like that Donkey Kong Pokemon battle?
That's the first Donkey Kong, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I only had one Pokemon game on my list, and it's Pokemon Crystal, because that's the greatest Pokemon game ever made. So,
those Gold and Silver remakes.
Crystal is the Gold and Silver remake.
No, I'm talking about Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Crystal is just is that game. That game, those games are literally just Pokemon Crystal with updated graphics.
I mean, Crystal's
anything Gold, Silver, Crystal, I can't even argue.
That's what I'm saying. If you like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, then you love Pokemon Crystal, because they are just remakes of that game and not the originals. So,
and we will go to Quadrant 4. And in Quadrant 4,
my God, I see some crazy matches.
Me and Dylan both said this is the hardest bracket.
Wait, which God of War are we talking about? Are we talking about the 2018 or the PS4 one? Okay.
Yep. They got the 1 seed.
Versus Mass Effect 2 versus Fallout 3. Oh my God.
You see, Mike? I told you.
When I put up that Mass Effect 2 versus Fallout, Dylan was like, "Oh my God.
Y'all too much. Y'all too much for that one."
I think Tetris versus Mario World.
Tetris could run the table here.
Oh man,
Tetris could run the table
versus
here.
Halo 2.
Woo! Yeah, that was the one. And me also knowing you guys, I know that 007 Halo 2 is going to be a war, because, spoiler alert, Raz loves Halo 2.
He does. And he's a Halo advocate.
You want to know what other game I think runs the table here?
What?
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Why I feel you were going to say that?
That's my favorite Zelda game.
I love Wind Waker. I do love Wind Waker, though.
That's my favorite.
I still say to this day, Wind Waker has the best story of any Zelda, in my opinion.
Yes. If you're wondering, that MVC2 is Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Oh, okay.
Has a great soundtrack.
Is this the last quadrant?
Yes, it is.
I'm upset.
Is that Super Mario?
What game are you looking for, James?
I don't know.
TMNT? What game are you looking for? Because I thought TMNT is what you're talking about.
I thought that's what he was talking about too.
But it's to my own detriment, because I didn't do it.
Because you did not submit a list.
Yeah, I mean, we all know why. But yeah.
What list? What is it? What are you looking for?
Who got snubbed, James? Who got snubbed?
I think that there's a few games I think should be up there, especially with the arcade games. I think Streets of Rage should be up there.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Very strongly considered.
I think what's the game? He's on fire.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam. No, NBA Jam is I think in part 3. NBA Jam is
not on this list.
It's not on there. I didn't.
They made it.
I thought NBA Jam was on. Maybe it's supposed to be one of them Last of Us's that you forgot to take out.
Maybe because NBA Jam definitely.
Because I remember us talking about NBA.
Yeah, it is.
NBA there is against pinball.
There it is. Pinball.
Against pinball.
Oh, okay.
Did make
and go back
NBA Jam 100% needs to be on this.
I'm surprised Super Mario World didn't make it.
Super Mario World is on here.
It's on the first bracket.
Now go.
Is it? Wait, go back.
First quadrant. Super Mario World.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Go to the last quadrant.
Okay. I see. That's it.
GTA 5.
Oh, GTA 5. Oh, yeah.
Are you talking about this quadrant?
Fourth.
The very fourth one. The last one. The very last one.
Yes. Here we go.
Well, all right. And there was one more game that I saw that I thought. Yes. I think it was the quadrant before. Need for Speed is not up here, and neither is Gran Turismo.
Here's my thing with Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is a beautiful racing game, unbelievable. But the fact that I have to get 40,000 licenses with a fucking Honda Accord before I could drive any other car is fucking stupid.
Did you get the new one?
No, absolutely not. I remember when I moved to Connecticut in 1999 when I was 5 years old. My stepdad had Sega Genesis, PlayStation, all that shit, and I'd be playing whatever, like NHL 94 and all that shit. That's where I started playing. And he was like, "Oh, Dill, you should play fucking Gran Turismo." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And I watched him play. I'm at 5 years old. I'm like, "What's this?" He's like, "Yeah, it's awesome." And I'm like, I'd go to try it one day, and I couldn't drive the car I wanted because I needed to go get like 30 licenses. And I'm just like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, well, you gotta do this." I was like, "Yeah, I'm all set." I'm good. And that was like Gran Turismo 2 in like
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit though.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is very, very one of my favorite games actually.
Crash Bandicoot.
I think Crash Bandicoot is where that Last of Us 2
was supposed to be.
I
was fighting for Crash Bandicoot, to be honest.
Dylan did fight for Crash Bandicoot. James in the group chat, he fought for Crash Bandicoot.
I was fighting for Crash Bandicoot
versus Ratchet and Clank.
I think.
Ratchet and Clank also deserves to be on this list.
I think I had Streets of Rage in that conversation that we had, Dylan.
Because I remember there was a couple games on the list you sent us, and I was like, "Get Apex Legends the fuck off this list."
Yeah.
Get what?
I said, "Get Apex Legends off this list."
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends is a lot of fun, but get that shit off.
So the first 4 out were The Sims.
Yep, get that shit out.
Duck Hunt was
what?
Might have snuck in there. The EA Fight Night series was also on here.
Yeah.
UFC's series could have snuck in as well because we don't have a lot of sports games in here.
It's tough because they come out every year.
What about WWE No Mercy? What about WWF No Mercy?
I wanted to put a WWE game in here, but I just knew that it would not win.
SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
Here comes the pain. SmackDown versus Raw.
But No Mercy, man. No Mercy. Nah, I feel
there's a lot of great wrestling games.
Yeah,
they wouldn't advance far. I
gotta get that 2K22. I heard that shit was good.
Fire.
It's fire.
Very good.
Me and Dylan were
very
because I was skeptical, and then like I was watching reviews. They're like, "Oh, like they really like took this extra year to really like tune it up."
It is a good game.
Also, got a PS5 in the time away. What's up?
Oh yeah, finally got the damn PS5, man.
Shout out to my guys in West Hartford. Hooking your boy up.
Boy, just take care of that damn store.
WWE 2K22 is fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome.
So that's it. We will we'll convene.
That's going to be a fight. We're going to be fighting. All of us.
Yes.
I'm so mad that you guys didn't put WrestleMania arcade game, man.
I love
that shit's so good too. But again, these wrestling games aren't going to go far. But like, you can replace fucking pinball. Like,
Dylan does not want pinball.
I will disrespect pinball.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised to see pinball.
There are some. When Mike sent me that list, I was like, "This could go. This could go. This could go."
Pinball is just who didn't play it. Who didn't play it?
I will die on a hill for Tetris, but pinball could go.
Tetris is going to be a tough out.
I can sit here and play Tetris for like 6 hours.
I mean, I personally thought about 2K11, NBA 2K11. You know,
I'd say 2K13.
2K13?
Yeah. Because the soundtrack of 2K13 is...
I think it is.
2K13 had the soundtrack produced and curated by Jay-Z, and also is the first game to have Charles Barkley in it.
But 2K11, that was the one that put 2K on
Charles Barkley one, James. That's the one we went to.
Yeah.
No, 2K11 is fantastic.
2K11 put 2K on
that's the one that first had Jordan.
Yeah, that was the one with Jordan.
Showcase.
Yeah.
But 13 brought that to another level. Because the Jordan Showcase was unbelievable. When that first came out, I think that was, the first or second year of my career, or my player. Mm-hmm. And then 2K13 came out and had, Durant, Griffin, D-Rose on the cover. Had the Jay-Z track list. Everything about 13 was perfect. The first year of my team.
Let me tell you.
First year of my team with Del Curry being broken.
Ridiculous. If they had the E-League then, back in 2K13, me and James would have been in that. We were that nasty.
We would have been the champions. We would have been the champions. We would be the YouTube stars, all that stuff. We were that. We were that play online and play for hours and go undefeated in the 3-on-3 for hours.
I literally left my college class mid-class to go and get that game when it came out. It was my freshman year of college. I dropped out halfway through the fucking year anyway. But that's why I decided, I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. I gotta go home and play 2K.
If only Madden can get good again.
Madden's fine. Madden can get better.
I got Madden for the first time in 3 years. It was good. It held my attention.
It's the same thing, man. They don't really change up nothing, man. This Madden 22, they got the home field advantage stuff. That's probably the biggest thing.
I've been playing Madden 22 for PS4 all year, and I jumped into next gen Madden. It's completely different.
Oh yeah, Dylan. All these next gen games, it's completely.
Well, I didn't have the PS4 version.
Completely different. The players move differently. Momentum is completely different as far as shifting from side to side and game speeds. Completely different.
The graphics wise, because I had 21 on PS5. It's not. I'm talking about PS5. It's not.
This always happens with the next gen. The first one looks so much like the last gen version. The next one is better, but there's a lot different. The next gen had the better scouting because all I do is play franchise. So the next gen has the way better scouting as far as rookies and mock drafts and all. I'm in the year 2034 in my fucking PlayStation 4 with my brother and shit, and we've already done the off season, and this one I've done an off season just to start fresh for the new league year, and I'm like, yo, we don't have mock drafts, I don't have scouts going to the different parts of the country, I don't have this and this and this. I was like, this is way different.
It's still obviously because of the shortages and whatnot, still going to be a little while long before we start seeing developers really just take full advantage of the PS5 right now.
Another 2 years.
Yeah, another good 2 years. But there's 2 games that come to mind. Obviously Ratchet and Clank and Horizon Forbidden West. Those are 2 games where I'm oh.
I've been having such a good time with WWE. I haven't even put this in yet.
I started playing that, then I realized, I didn't do the DLC for Zero Dawn, so I had to go back and do the DLC for that.
Yeah. I've been having such a good time playing NBA and WWE that I haven't even put Horizon in yet.
Damn, 2K22 is that good?
I'm 24 and 4 online.
Wow. How is the Rey Mysterio
I love when they do showcases like this, man.
Oh, by the way, Dylan, I got my revenge.
Good. So yeah, Mike was struggling against JBL.
Just
in one of the showcases. The best part about this is in the showcase, one of the matches I actually got to see live is on the showcase. Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe for the U.S. title.
Oh, wow.
I got to see that live. No, at Money in the Bank in Hartford.
Oh, okay.
2019.
I saw the Mania match where Samoa Joe beat him in 10 seconds.
Yeah, no. The match where he won his first United States title in his career, that match. I got to see. The best part is Rey Mysterio as a child is my childhood hero. So
he was it.
I was watching Rey Mysterio at 4 years old in 1998 on Nitro and all that shit at 4 years old, and I was like, he's the guy. And then he finally made his debut in WWE, and I was ecstatic. He's my childhood hero, so I get to relive all of this stuff. And I'm like, man, I love Rey Mysterio.
When Kevin Nash threw him to that truck like a dart,
yeah.
My heart broke. I could not have hated Kevin Nash any more than in that moment when he threw Rey Mysterio like he was a dart.
When Rey Mysterio
got that thud that he made when he hit the truck.
I get so mad sometimes. Like when I was, because I remember when I was young, watching the Attitude Era. Every time Triple H took his sledgehammer out, my mom would have to change the channel because I would start crying. Because I thought he was going to kill somebody.
None of this surprises me. None of this surprises me.
I thought he was going to kill somebody.
Mike, did you know that Rey Mysterio scene in WCW, people actually called the cops on that?
Yes,
fans in the area actually called the police because they thought Rey Mysterio was getting killed in the parking lot.
They thought the NWO was a gang, and they had really came, and it was a gang fight outside. That's what we call real heat. That's what we call heat right there. They was clutching their pearls. Someone get out here! They're fighting.
Now that we're on the subject of Danny, rest in peace to Razor Ramon.
The bad guy, Scott Hall.
The bad guy, man.
Scott Hall is the fucking coolest wrestler I've ever seen. There's never been a guy just that cool before.
I wish I could put the picture of him with the necklaces and with the chains and the hood.
Like he's that's like the standard for bad guy, where every bad guy wants to get booed, but there's bad guys who are just cool fucking bad guys. You're like, man, that guy's badass. Walking out with the chains and the toothpick.
Yeah. We need to do a bracket for wrestlers, man. That would be cool.
Oh, funny you should say that,
Anthony. I think I said too much.
That's one of our topics that we will have coming down the line, along with one that I know James is excited about. I'm excited about the best uniform. I think that's going to be fun too.
Oh that's going to be a lot. That's going to have to get broken down a lot.
That's gonna. I mean, there aren't that many jerseys, but
I feel like we could do like minor league baseball by itself. If we did minor league baseball, that just opens up a can of worms because the minor league baseball has the coolest uniforms. For the Savage Bananas.
Are we doing it by leagues or just all together?
So it's going to be by sport. So we're going to
by sport. Okay.
It's going to be a 64 like this, and we'll have a baseball, a basketball, a football, and then an other region. And that other region is going to be where all hell's going to break loose because it's only going to be 16 that's going to get in there. And if you want to get your minor league in there, if you want to get your hockey, that's where that other region.
The AA fucking Philadelphia Phillies affiliate, the Iron Pigs. Like there's some really good minor league. The Yard Goats for Dia de los Muertos, where they're just like the fucking goat skull when they decide to be the fucking steamed cheeseburgers and their whole uniform's a cheeseburger. Bro, it's incredible. Minor league has the best base jerseys I've ever seen. It's just a wild, wild west of clothing.
And Mike, I'm gonna surprise you. I am looking forward to this wrestling bracket as well. As long as we are able to keep some nostalgia in there. If we can keep some nostalgia in there, I'll be very, very, very interested in it.
Well, that wrestling one is going to be fun because we're going to have 3 special guests for that one. So
I can get another one.
Even
we get my brother in here.
It's gonna be a lot of talking heads in here trying to debate wrestling themes. It's gonna be wrestling themes / entrances.
Oh wow!
We should do a crossover because they're gonna help us here.
Is Divas included?
On an episode of OTTR and spread the good word.
Listen, all you gotta do. Blackheart's very sensitive, so all you gotta do is kind of call him out. Talk a little trash, and he's ready to go. He's on go. So, you know who else is sensitive over there on OTTR? That guy Cyber Yeti. That guy, me and him, we just don't mix. We don't mix. That's my arch nemesis over there. That guy's a tool. That's what he is.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Fighting words right there.
Cheap heat. He's getting some cheap heat. Called him out.
Cool. So we will have those guys come over. It's gonna be fun.
But yeah, man, back to it, man. RIP Scott Hall, man. RIP, man.
Yes.
Scott Hall in one of my favorite matches of all time, the ladder match with Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. One of his best match. That's still the standard for ladder matches.
That match is the reason I fell in love with wrestling.
That match, if that match doesn't do what that match did, guys like the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys don't exist.
Speaking of those guys, I'm sorry, that ladder match with those tag teams in there, whew.
But that shit doesn't happen if Scott Hall and Sean don't take the house down.
No, that's true. That is true, though.
Because then that's a gimmick that just gets thrown aside.
I want to just interrupt this. At the time of this recording, the Warriors and the Celtics are playing in Golden State, and there's a lot of commotion because Kanye West just walked in the building and is sitting in the front with one of his daughters. Yep.
Okay. That Kanye West situation is so crazy because he's out here talking crazy shit and Kim's just commenting on his stuff, just like, stop doing this. You literally saw your daughters this morning.
They got him blocked for 24 hours on Instagram. He can't post, comment, or anything for 24 hours.
He's going nuts.
And until him and Antonio Brown, like, I just don't.
He's going nuts, but it's just like we'll never really know the situation.
Yeah, you don't know all the ins and outs.
You never will know all the ins and outs, but it's like him saying these things and everybody openly just being like, you literally were here this morning doing all this, spending all your time here. Why are you acting like this now? But because it's like, as a father, I understand.
Yeah, it's
at the same time.
It's like, even though they're saying, oh, you were just here this morning, or you literally saw your daughter this morning. Yeah, that's all good. But I'm asking for my daughter to be here.
Yeah.
Do this.
All women do is lie and eat hot chip. That's all they do. Let dads be dads. All women do is lie and eat hot chip.
Well, there goes our two female listeners right there.
Don't get us canceled.
Yeah. Damn, Dylan, can you edit that part out, man?
Those are two female listeners.
Did I say something wrong? Notice how nobody is saying nothing.
You're not going to drag me down with you.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about that.
All women do is lie and eat hot chip.
Edit again.
Yes, edit that part too.
Let dads be dads. Let dads be great.
Yeah, we can keep that part.
That's all of us right now, just listening to Dylan. Bury all of us, just like, why won't he stop?
Somebody's got to say it.
I'll
be the bad guy.
One of my favorite wrestling memories, not even tied to Scott Hall, but is Lex Luger daytime matchup versus Yokozuna when he body slammed him.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite matchups. Fond memories.
I went on this drunk Twitter rampage like 6 years ago when North Korea was doing something about some shit like bombing like the United States and stuff.
So you're saying if we get famous off this, you gotta expunge your Twitter?
Yeah, probably. And I remember being drunk and just being, Kim Jong-un, you fat fuck, Hulk Hogan's gonna take the Lexus Press down to North Korea and drop that leg on you. And I just started treating just like USA.
Yeah, when we blow up, we're definitely gonna have to pay for someone to scrub Dylan's Twitter.
Oh man,
definitely.
Man, I was talking all that shit. I was so pro-American.
Anthony, I know you're not laughing. You got some very, very, very bad stuff on your social media too, buddy.
Yeah,
What?
What? Nice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dylan's gonna get us killed for his his remarks against other countries, and your misogynistic tweets.
Wait, what?
Went over there and dropped.
Whoa! You can't name one thing I said. That was
misogynistic.
Bro, you be talking crazy on Facebook when it comes to like that.
He'll be like, I'm not even gonna phrase the stuff.
Edit that part.
I'm not even gonna say the stuff.
Anthony be calling people versions on the internet just shit for no reason.
Hey. I have calmed down. I was young and immature. All right. I'm 28.
This is like last Thursday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why I call him Twitter fingers. Him when he's texting is terrible.
Yo, he's so loose with the mouth in messaging.
Very
wow.
And like, hey,
wow.
friends.
Wow. Listen, guys, for everybody watching this, listen to these people, man. Y'all know the truth. The truth always comes out. Always comes out.
One Pac is not the guy you think he is.
Go to if you guys want to see what we're talking about, go ahead and follow Enoch on Facebook and see if you like what you see.
You're gonna be like, oh man, these guys are right.
Listen, the truth
is gonna be a follow right after
all the time.
Block.
Do not listen to the lies, man. All we can go off of is the truth, man.
Also, Hulk Hogan's theme song should be the national anthem.
Yes, I've heard you make this take before.
I say this every year. That day just passed, like 2 days ago, where it's like, hey man, my annual tweet that Hulk Hogan's theme song should be the national anthem. Because nothing gets you more pumped than fucking I'm a real American, and then the
I don't know, man. That glass week.
Yeah, but that can't be the national anthem. That can be our war song.
316 day. Today is
that glass break.
Oh yeah.
That should be our we pull up to a country we're going to war for, and then
man. See that?
Spoiler alert. That is definitely a 1 seed. That is definitely
the Big Show.
Triple H's first theme song, My Time. That one has to be.
All of Triple H's theme songs are good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that first one's a 1 seed though.
No, but
you don't like the first one?
Not a 1 seed.
There's so
not a 1 seed.
Jericho's theme.
The Undertaker's theme might be a 1 seed too because it's iconic. When you hear that gong,
Eddie Guerrero's theme song has to be up there.
Edge's theme song is fucking
is a 2, maybe a 1. As much as I hate it, Cena's song.
Chavo Guerrero.
There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot. Like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I'm ready for this. I love talking wrestling, so that shit's great. I talk wrestling forever. Me and my mom talk wrestling all the time.
Are we doing a hip hop bracket?
I mean, how many?
There's a lot.
It's exactly.
I'm still waiting for us to pick a date for our verses.
I'm waiting for that too.
Notice how Anthony didn't say anything. Notice how Anthony didn't say anything. Got real quiet. Anthony has a habit of when he knows he fucked up, he just stays quiet. He does it all the time in the group chat, and he just did it now.
What time is it? It's 11:34. It's getting kind of late.
This is the earliest we've ever been 2 hours into a pod, sir.
It's getting kind of late. It's getting kind of late now.
We were an hour in after this at 10:30. I said, "Damn, all right, good guys."
Usually when we're 2 hours in, it's like 12:30.
Yeah, I know, but I've been taking on some different life practices, trying to get to sleep earlier and stuff. So 11:30.
You been reading?
Huh?
You been reading?
Yes, I have been.
What you been reading?
Don't worry about it.
I just got a couple books.
Holding the Malcolm X book, talking about a good book. Like
I got The Alchemist the other day on recommendation from Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers.
There you go, Alchemist. That's a good one.
And then I just got Chris Bosh's book. Athlete.
I heard that was good.
Which I heard is very good. I haven't started reading it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to get my basketball book collection.
No, but I just bought Damon John's book, Rising Grind. I'm about to read that. That's a good one.
You'll learn about ROI in that book.
Yes.
Investments. A callback, so you understand why Julius Randle's bad.
Gotta read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, that one's good. One
Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish is already up your alley too.
Classic right there.
The Millionaire Next Door, that's another good one.
And you gotta read The Towel if you ever find that one.
The Towel?
I'll look that
Towel is Tao.
Tao. The Tao. Yes, I know. I've heard of that. I got
I got Kindle Unlimited.
Oh, you be reading ebooks?
Yeah, I just read on my tablet.
Just reading text messages. No book turning. No bookmarks needed. You don't want to show people you're educated by your shelf of books, not your shelf of supplements that you have there.
No dog ears
and cleaning supplies.
No dog ears in the book.
Just one long ass text message. So
Anthony, you're really dropping the ball here. You could be looking way more cultured than you are, but you got mad cleaning supplies and like gummies on your shelf back there.
You guys got it, I like audiobooks too, guys. You guys gotta listen to Rick Ross's memoir audiobook. Oh my god.
That sounds like that's hilarious.
It is really good, even though it's not Rick Ross talking.
Oh, damn it.
I wish it was. It would be priceless.
I need to get an audiobook of Floyd reading me a book.
There's no coming back from that one, Jay.
Do we got
one of my tonight? I do have trivia. Yeah, I have trivia. But one of my favorite internet clips of all time is 50 Cent. That Floyd needs to read a page of a Harry Potter book. That is one of my favorite videos of all time.
Fuck the bucket.
That shit makes me laugh so hard 10 years later. Oh, fuck, dude. All right, hit the music.
Hit the music.
God, that was funny. All right. We got some simple trivia here tonight.
Enoch is going to get him wrong.
He's going to get all of them wrong. I also don't think many of you guys are really going to get any of them right to begin with. So I'm not going to say I was on one, but I was kind of on one. All right. Sir Anthony, you are first, followed by Mr. Michael and James. I will not be doing the traditional steals that we usually do because it just goes round robin and it makes it go a lot longer. So everybody gets one question, and then by the end, if we're tied, I have extra questions. All right, Anthony. Who's the youngest player to score a point in the NBA?
Wait, say that again?
The youngest player to score a point in the NBA.
The youngest player to score a point, I have no clue.
That's not surprising. Michael, who's the youngest player to score 10 points in the NBA?
LeBron James.
Incorrect. That answer. So, Anthony, to answer your question, it's Andrew Bynum is the youngest player to record 1 point in the NBA. Youngest player. And for you, Michael, your answer is Kobe at 18 years old. James, who's the youngest player to score 20 points?
Kevin Garnett.
Incorrect. Jermaine O'Neal at 18.
That's a good guess, though.
That is a very good guess. Anthony, who's the youngest player to score 30 points?
James?
Me?
LeBron?
LeBron James. That is correct.
I was like,
yes.
LeBron James is correct. Anthony on the board. All right. Michael, who's the youngest to score 40 points?
Ooh. You know what? I think this is recent, too. One of these young whippersnappers. Kobe was kind of trash when,
5 seconds.
I'll go.
All right, need an answer.
I'll go with LaMelo.
Incorrect. LeBron James at
Always
19 years old.
Always go with the king.
All right, James. Youngest player to score 50 points. I'll give you an extra point if you could say who he did it against.
Jason Tatum.
Incorrect. Brandon Jennings.
Ooh.
His rookie year against the Warriors, he dropped 55 on Steph Curry.
On Steph, yeah. I remember that game.
I guess that.
A fun fact, Brandon Jennings does not have any wins against Derrick Rose. That's a weird fact right there.
Really?
no wins.
I also am a big Brandon Jennings fan. I always really like Brandon Jennings. Anthony, who's the youngest player to score 60 points?
Hello?
Incorrect. Michael Jordan. 23 years old.
I thought it was Kareem.
Is that the playoff game?
Yes. Michael, youngest player to score 70.
I mean,
come on, man. You got to stop at 60.
Mike, if you don't know this, I'm going to let James do a steal on this to see.
Can I do the steal, please?
Because I cannot have Anthony win this.
Come on, let me do the steal, man. Come on.
It goes to me next.
It's only 3 guys that it can be. I'm trying to think who was the youngest. I feel like this is going to be wrong, but I'm going to say David Robinson.
No. Correct.
No.
Come on, let me get the steal.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Come on, man. That's a fuck you, Dylan. Fuck you. And edit that shit, too. Cute. I don't care, man. I should have gotten the steal.
Devin Booker at 20 years old. They lost the game.
He was 20?
Yeah, he was young. Yeah.
This was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, he dropped 70 on the Celtics.
On the Celtics, I remember. I know it was him. I just could. For some reason, I thought because David Robinson dropped 70 on like the last day of the regular season, but I didn't know.
1997.
No, they were still playing in the Alamo Dome.
He was in his prime when he did that. That was
exactly. So that would have made him more like 25, 26. That's why I was like, it could be David Robinson. Because I thought Devin Booker was old. I thought it just happened.
Yeah, Devin Booker was still chunky in the face when he did that.
Mm-hmm. and he was out there talking shit on Instagram, and Jay Crowder was like, "Why are you still holding that paper up? You all lost." And then he replied, "You can't guard me." All right. I got one more question up there. Whoever gets this one, if it's Anthony or James, wins. If not, if Mike gets it, then we have a 3-way tie on this last question.
Do you have a tiebreaker?
I do.
Oh, then I'm still in the running.
You're still in running. So, Michael, if you get this question, it's going to be the first one to answer. If you get this question right, we have a tiebreaker.
Well, I'm Clutch City over here. So.
What team drafted Pau Gasol?
Memphis.
No. No.
I don't get another guess, do I?
You can go ahead. Go take guess until you get it.
It's the Eastern Conference.
Chicago.
Nope.
I feel like it's not Toronto.
Anthony, stop shaking your head. You don't know.
you get it.
He's like, he's trying to act like he's thinking. You don't know.
It was a draft trade. It was the same night.
Yeah, you got you. Is it Charlotte? Is it Charlotte?
It is not Charlotte.
Indiana.
No,
it's not. I can
Denver.
I can see him holding the jersey. Like I can see it in my head. Oh my god! I feel like is it Toronto? Okay, because Toronto for some reason is just in my head.
Is it the Kings?
it's not the Kings.
Fuck.
And I don't want to give up.
Wait, Minnesota?
Nope.
No.
I don't think it's Powell. I don't think it's Boston. That wouldn't be a Boston.
The Rockets?
Nope.
I mean, we running out of teams. We can just start rattling them off. I mean,
You need it, Mike. I don't need it.
I know. I can rattle off all the teams. Is it Utah?
Nope.
Is it Miami? It's not Miami.
Nope.
Orlando? No.
Nope.
the Hornet? No, not Charlotte, but New Orleans.
No. Mike, you got 15 seconds before I cut you off. We gotta figure this out. Yes, James wins.
What? Oh!
You didn't say Atlanta.
No, Mike said Atlanta.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Mike said Atlanta.
If you play this tape back,
Mike said Atlanta. I remember Mike saying Atlanta.
I'm gonna be mad. You got it. I'm gonna let you have it. But if we play this back, and I said Atlanta.
All right, how about this? We'll make this the tiebreaker right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, we won't count that, and we'll do my tiebreaker question for whoever gets it wins. Because let's say Mike did say Atlanta, and now we're fucked up, and we have 1-1-1. I have this question. Who was the first player to have their jersey retired by the Miami Heat?
Yeah, man. Lonzo Mourning?
Nope.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Clutch City, baby. Clutch
Michael
City.
Jordan is the first jersey retired by the Miami Heat.
Why is
Yep.
that?
Wait,
He retired his jersey for his contributions to the game.
Yep.
So he was the first ever player to have their jersey retired for the
I
organization.
could not think of if they did that before. Retired. I was like, oh, but it
What kind of shit is that?
Wow.
But I
remember, Miami was like
retired.
a newer organization.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have anybody because all the people that were going to retire just retired.
Yeah. Michael Jordan.
So Tim Hardaway and Zoe and all those guys were like still playing. Because Zoe came back and played after retiring.
After his kidney.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of those guys in Miami, Miami didn't have any.
Kudos to you, Mike, because that is
That's something that I would know. Yes, I know. Something I would.
You know who didn't know that? Anthony. My favorite thing with Anthony is like he knows he doesn't know the questions or the answers, but he will act like he is just thinking. Like the gears are turning. He's like, oh, I know it. You don't. You don't.
Knowing there's 2 picks ahead of him. Oh, pick me. No, stop.
What happens if I would have picked you? You wouldn't have known, and then you'd be a fool. You'd be
wait, which one? Are you talking about the
for any of them? For all those.
The Devin Booker one, I definitely knew that one. I knew that one.
I trust you as far as I can throw you.
I put on everything I love. I knew that one.
All right, you know that.
Cut the music.
I got one more question for you. Nah, you knew that, right? You knew Devin Booker had a good game that night. Who else had a good game on the opposite team?
Isaiah Thomas.
Wasn't it Marcus Smart?
I think so.
Marcus Smart had like 30 that game. And he shot like crazy from 3. More you know. That was like, what, a year before the Kyrie Irving trade? While Isaiah Thomas was still having his great season.
What? I just see LeBron. Oh, yeah, they got blown out again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
They did not have a good game.
And then he gave this guy.
Did you see that Beverly backed all the way to like the paint and was gonna let West shoot and he passed it and he stole the pass, and then brought the ball.
I love the level of petty that those two play against each other.
To Westbrook saying he's trash, he's trash.
I love the level of petty that those two play with because it's genuine hate.
They do not like each other.
They do not like each other. And I think the NBA needs more of that. And I think there is more of that right now than there has been. Oh yeah, they're on site.
Like I'm surprised they haven't fought yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need that. And when it happens, just let them fight. Don't get in there. Let them fight.
It's too old now for me.
Give them 5-minute majors for fighting. Put them in the penalty box and let them go.
We say that, James, but when Rondo and Chris Paul fought, it still was like, oh shit, there they go.
Well, they also don't like each other.
But that's what I'm saying. But that was a long time coming too, and it was still good to see them go at it. So if Pat, Bev, and Russ square up, I'm still gonna be here for it. I'm still gonna be here for it.
Yeah, they should pick one game a year where you're allowed to just fight a player. Like one player gets to pick the player on the other team, and they just drop gloves like it's hockey and just fight. Like 30 seconds. Give me my 30, then go into the penalty box for the game. Like you're done. Like you gotta do something. But I feel like if they did that, the fans would start fighting at the same time.
Yeah, it'll spill over.
Yeah, you got to make sure you put up the hockey glass around the court at that point.
All it getting anyway. All it takes is for one good fan with a bunch of drinks in them.
Mm-hmm. Go in there, then you end up like Jermaine O'Neal fucking sliding Falcon punching somebody. The
greatest punch of all time.
Top 5 punch ever.
Top 3 punch ever, man.
I
just the way he slid
the
in.
Documentary, and then he just slides in. I immediately start cracking. Like, where'd he come from?
I still
he laid that dude out. That was the dude that stepped up to Ron Artest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Detroit Pistons jersey on, and that
Shout
dad hat. He laid his.
Shout out to Jermaine O'Neal, because after that, his career was done.
Yeah,
he was nice.
Because Artest and Steven Jackson, I believe they both won championships. Like after that,
yeah. Well, Artest was winning with the Spurs. Not Artest. Jackson was winning with the Spurs.
He won with the Spurs.
Artest went and hit that shot that he wasn't supposed to take.
He passed me the ball.
He saved Kobe's legacy. That's what he did. Just throwing that out.
Kobe passed me the ball.
Shot the shot. He literally was getting yelled at to not shoot. Got lucky he made it, and just kept it pushing. Also, shout out to Michael Beasley. I was watching the pivot with Channing, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Ryan Clark, and they had Michael Beasley over, and he needs help. He needs help, and they took the step forward and had the conversations with him, and he's been asking for help for a long time, and he had a lot of shit just ignored, and found out that literally everybody who was like in his circle was stealing from him.
Ooh.
Like his financial advisor, his mother, like everybody was just stealing money from him, and he didn't ever want. Like the thing about being a man, right, is your pride. And not wanting to ever really ask for help and trying to figure it out on your own, because like that's how we're brought up into thinking and doing things. But like you never really want to ask for help because you never want to make it somebody else's problem. And that's all he kept saying was like, they're asking what his relationship with Kevin Durant is like. And he was like, I don't really talk to anybody right now because it's not their problems. It's my problem. But they're like, don't you think like as a man, you could talk to somebody like as a man and let them know that you need help with something? And he's like, no, I don't. So they not only really gave him his platform to like speak his truth, but to like go to them when he's feeling some type of way. Cause we've all known that Beasley has had his mental health issues, and years ago getting pulled over with drugs and saying he's thinking about taking his own life and all sorts of stuff like that. And he made a good point that it's like, when Delonte West finally got his help, all it took was somebody to see Delonte West at his absolute worst, and now it could have been prevented.
Yeah, and now he might be in the big three.
Because Delonte West was nice.
He could play.
So it's just like you wait until somebody is at their absolute worst to help when you could have stopped it sooner. So shout out to him for going on there, showing, like, talking about his story a little bit, and getting those guys to like step up for him. That's massive. I'm a big mental health guy because I've had not a great year and a half or so, but like it takes a lot to really come out and like admit you need help.
Yeah.
So shout out to Be Easy.
Absolutely.
All right, take my face off this thing.
I was trying to find it.
There we go. Too many of me. Oh, I'm back.
It's like we had a serious moment. I see his face.
It's too many of me. I can only take so much.
Well, gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I think this is a great welcome back show. All of our viewers here on YouTube, you know what the deal is. The like, share, subscribe button. If you want to hit that notification button, we'll take that too. Anthony, we will give you the solo and let you go first.
All right. Thank you, guys. Like, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms. Follow me on Instagram, Enoch313. Do not follow me on Facebook. Apparently, I gotta go check that out. Make some fixes to that. But again, like I said, we're all happy to be back. It's gonna be a great month. We got a lot more surprises for y'all and a lot more great stuff coming up. So yeah, adios for tonight.
Okay.
Great to be back. Appreciate all y'all for listening and being a part of this greatness and all the fun stuff that we're doing. I had a great trip. The Nets are kind of back. We lost, but Spencer Dinwiddie put us in, so I'm okay with that. Once a net, always a net. Shout out to Joe Douglas. Thank you for being a great GM and not overpaying for people like Christian Kirk and ended up like the Jaguars. Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Okay, that was quick and to the point.
Like and subscribe. Shout out to all the listeners, all the viewership. Shout out to the Triple B's chat room. Got a few more of those guys hopping up on here in a little bit. Thank you for listening and watching. Shout out to all the supporters. Mom, I love you. And we out.
Yes, I'm here. Shout out. Why'd you take my solo away?
It's producer. You did that yourself.
I didn't do that.
I tell you what, it wasn't me.
Shout out to the guys at Triple B. Saw them last week. The love is definitely there. Follow me on the socials. IAM_MBJ. Thank you to Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. However you follow us, like and subscribe, leave a comment. We see everything. We're going to be back and better than ever here in March. We'll be uploading a lot of content. Dylan's going to get no sleep over the next 3 weeks. But it's all for you guys. We love you guys. Yeah, that's all I got. Breeze, you already know. And that's really all I got, man. That's it. We'll be back for another episode very soon. Look out for those chalk talks because they're going to be coming fast and furious.
They're about to ramp up for real.
For real.
I'm going to be real busy. I'm going to be real busy. It's be a lot of fun.
We gotta drop that sneakers one, man.
I have to get on it. I've been procrastinating a ton, and I'm like, oh man. Well, once we start ramping up with the actual episodes, I'm gonna have to do it anyway. So let's just get into it. So it's gonna be like once I start doing this one, I'm gonna jump right into that one, throw that into the vault, and then when we do the video game one, get that one ready, and because that's gonna be a lot. I'll be sitting here like, oh yeah, quick edit. 3 hours later.
That video, that clip I put in there,
because it's like when I start editing, I just start getting all these ideas. I just start doing shit. I just start doing shit, and the file goes from being like a 2 gig video to being like a 14 gig video in a matter of seconds.
And then I get it, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun to upload.
Like Dylan did some work, huh? And I'm just like, yes.
But with that, yes, stay tuned. We will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.